What's up? OVO? You already? All my niggas so hungry, man, they just eat what they kill. I like convertible Bentleys and houses deep in the hills. I might tell the whole crew come through. My squad gotta roll through, come through. Tell the young high school kids keep dreaming because they sure do come true. Then I say, this that fucking mob shit. This that fucking player shit. This that shake the bottle up, then bust the top and spray the shit. Bitches getting dug out like where all the fucking players sitting. Like you just got traded, girl, you don't know who you're playing with. Oh yeah, oh yeah. My sound is what up right now. I've been down, but I'm up right now. Nigga been backstroking and breaststroking through that lane that you left open, man. I don't give a fuck right now. Let a nigga swim in the pussy on the low. About to go drown in the cup right now. Holla at me. Yeah, I got 2 tanks coming through, and they do whatever I want them to. Yeah, we call that scheming up. We call that scheming up. We call that scheming up for real. I used to drive the Acura to school. Now I don't touch the wheel unless it's new. Yeah, we call that scheming up. We call that scheming up. We call that scheming up for real.
Passing up on pretty women every day.
Do that shit.
I like getting money, I love getting paid. Bitches tell me that I look like 40 every day. That's okay, I go and fuck them 40 minutes straight. Hey, showing up the 40 minutes late. Just send 40 to the H, put 40 in the safe. Hey, I got 40 on my neck and wrist. OVO sound boy got 40 on the mix. Mix. All I do is mix. All my things are mixed. And I make them mix. That means I make them kiss, I make them pop, I make them strip. Top season, I just sprinkle with my fingertips.
No money, man, still the game is at a standstill. How am I the man still? How am I the man still? I might call a pan still. Tell them bring a can still.
Still, tell them bring the rider, get my roll on. Big time a tingle, get your roll on. Tell them basic bitches they can hold on. I'm at the hazy in the lobby with my robe on.
Bring you the Habibi, get your smoke on. I've been going Hamilton for so long. Yeah, this ain't a joke thing. I want the whole thing. I want my new thing to meet my old thing. Let them get well acquainted. Let them get hella faded. I'm halfway through the race and I'm already celebrating. I'm on that white shit. I'm back on my shit. I ran the game so long I should be wearing dry fit. Oh yeah, I'm popping again.
Hello?
I mean,
They can hear us.
we got a new setup. We're back. God damn it. Welcome back to the morning after, ladies and gentlemen. Shout out Miguel for the sub. He said my goat is back. You're my goat. And shout out 21. Can you do something for me? Not Lou. Shout out. Cheers. We're officially back. Man, it's been a minute. It's been a long time, dude. I've missed you guys. Hopefully everyone had a good week last week. A lot happened that we're going to have to talk about today. The camera's doing the focusing thing. So make no mistake, certain things will never change.
If it does it again, I'll fix it.
Make no mistake, certain things will just never change.
It's just the head movement behind the mic.
We could be gone for a week. I got news for you. Certain things will never change.
When you sit up.
But we're officially back. It's doing it again.
No, it stopped. It did it for like half a second.
We're officially back. Welcome back to the morning after. Hopefully everyone had a good week. Man, it's been a minute. A lot happened. We got a lot to talk about, a lot of things that we're going to address, a lot of things that need to be spoken about. I just want to say really quickly, shout out BTL, full sweep yesterday.
Yeah, that was insane. 10-0.
How about the boys, huh?
How about it?
There's just something about baseball season and BTL that if you're not tapped in on it, you might as well just get tapped in now, because this is not a rare occasion.
No,
in baseball season for these boys to just dial in and get you some green squares, and also some green plays. The Giants' first 5 out of Krabs. I mean, that's a legacy play.
All time.
Especially because I was on the Phillies full game. They got smoked. But I also had the over, so shout out. Also, Jaron Duran blew it for me. All he needed to do is get maybe one more hit. Just get on base. Would have cashed for $900. But shout out Jaron Duran. He flew out to right.
Sure.
And a deep shot.
Sure.
From Castellanos. $900 gone. Well, $300 gone.
Well, you know what?
900 profit.
Profit would have been
gone. Literally to the win. But I actually tailed the BTL 4-piece, so shout out that. Here we go.
Shout out.
I don't know who allowed Trent to have a voice changer, but I heard that made some waves in the Bookit community.
Hilarious. Chat, do we like the voice changer? Mikey's got one too, actually.
We actually do.
You can throw it on. There
How
you
we
go.
feeling? How we feeling? What is it? What am I doing right now? Is it deep?
Go ahead.
Is it deep? Oh, it's nice and high. Very good.
Very good. But yeah, I've been following along with Rav on the Snapchat, seeing the new office. Hopefully everyone's been tapping into that. Unbelievable.
It looks awesome.
Looks unbelievable, dude.
It looks awesome.
Our room's coming together, which is absolutely sick. We got a first-time chatter. Sean Season said.
Shout out.
I'm fixing this thing right now. And Josh is going to attempt to fix camera. Here we go. He's fixing it right now. Fixing it right now. How about it? All right, well, let's start at the top of things that we missed, things that we should probably have to talk about right now. Wow, that is just unflattering when it's that close in. I'll tell you what, though. Oh. We're chalked, man. All right, we're back. Florida won the national championship. Walter Clayton is absolutely unbelievable. Although he may not have covered his points, we'll just keep it quick because I know this is probably something that people aren't even thinking about anymore. It's not even at the top of their mind. But Walter Clayton, how about that in crunch time? What a comeback. I mean,
did it all tournament. I think we kind of expected it to.
What a comeback.
Yeah.
If you're Houston there at the end, though, I don't know what you're doing. I don't know what you're doing. Jamal Shed, I felt bad for him, but at the same time, what are you doing?
Yeah.
What are you doing?
What are you?
Shout out Florida bettors. That is myself. Let's go. We move to the next thing on the docket. Rory McIlroy has officially completed the Grand Slam. Potentially the greatest golfer of his generation. I think he's right after Tiger, right?
Yeah, it's his, yeah.
So technically our generation.
He's a little older than us.
Who would be our Spieth?
Our generation
Spieth
would be like... Yeah,
Brooks?
Spieth. No, they're a little
Brooks
older
Bryson?
than us, too. They're a little older than us, too. I'd say Spieth.
I will say I'm not a big fan
Scotty,
of...
too. Scotty.
Scotty, yeah, I like Scotty.
Scotty's the best of our generation. I would say he's ours.
Scotty's cool.
Because he's like... I think Scotty's like 30.
Yeah, and he just loves to get drunk in
31.
Dallas.
Yeah.
Getting dick down in Dallas. No, but it was very... I'll say this, though. I'm not a big Rory guy, but it is cool to see someone achieve something like that. And then also it is, I'm sitting with my dad watching. He was like, man, I remember when this kid was a teenager. So, he's been doing it for a long time. I mean, 17 Masters, trying to win that jacket. He's probably been in position to win it more than 5 times and just completely crumbled.
Yep.
So I think it was very cool to see him win. I know a lot of people aren't fans of him on the tour and fans just because he can be very polarizing. At the Ryder Cup, he's arguing and bitching and yelling at people, and then he likes to shit on the Live Tour and YouTube golf. But I do understand where he comes from to a certain extent. When you got these YouTube golfers like doing all this stuff and talking a lot of shit about him, I guess. And then, he's out here and he just completed one of the hardest things to do. I think he's one of 6 golfers
Are we saying
to have done
Bryson's
it.
the YouTube golfer?
No, I'm just saying
Or like just a YouTube
like
golf
good
in
and like all
general.
the Barstool guy, like all that stuff. I think he's like, yeah, why would I watch that? Which,
I mean, that's fair, yeah.
when you're completing the Grand Slam, yeah, there's no reason for you to watch that stuff.
Yeah, but at the same time, like, he is, like, it seems like he's the biggest sore loser of all time, which, like, that's what I hate. It's like if he loses that tournament, he's walking home with his head down, not shaking anyone's hand, and just sulking for 2 weeks. He's pulling out of this week's tournament and not probably the next 2 weeks' tournaments and just not playing.
Which, like, when you start thinking about it, though, I would kind of understand if he did that. Because
but, like,
he
at
just,
the same
dude,
time,
he's been
no one
so
else does
close.
that. But, like, no one else does that. Like, I mean, I think
Colin Morikawa, Shane Lowry were 2 guys that are like, dude, losing in golf is so different. We shouldn't even have to talk to the press for like a good 30 minutes to an hour. And I think too, like, I mean, you play a lot of golf, dude. There's no sport that brings you to your knees harder than golf, dude. Especially like when he has a chance to win it, pooches the putt. Now you're in a playoff spot.
But that's his fault. Like you have a fucking 3-foot putt. Like
right, I understand, but it's like it's just tough. I wouldn't want to shake anyone's hand either. I think Justin Rose handled it with pure class.
Yeah, 100%. But Justin Rose is his teammate on the Ryder Cup, and like he's known him forever.
He's goated. He's goated.
Why
He's
is he doing it again? It was just fixed.
Make no mistake, this is going to have to be fixed when we get to the office.
Well, yeah. I mean, we ain't using this camera anymore.
Fuck this camera.
Fuck this camera.
We might have to spike camera on the ground.
This camera might get spiked.
I will say, though, one thing about the Masters that I thought was really, really, really fun this year was the fact that, and you know, I like a little humbling. There's something about a little humbling that gets me going. And I'll tell you what, there's nothing funnier than when Rory's like, you know, I'm going to go home, watch some TV, put my phone away. And then Bryson just decides to be a little prick about it. And he's like, yeah, I'm going to go home, probably take my phone out. You know, I don't struggle with that. And then just completely blew up. So, I mean, there's just some things where it's like, I'm not a big Rory fan, not a big Bryson guy. But I'll tell you what, though, a massive fan of just a slight humbling. Just a slight humbling.
Yeah.
And I thought that was funny. Like, there was no reason for Bryson to step in and say some dumb shit like that. But, you know.
Honestly,
I do love when golfers just talk shit because it's just the softest sport of all time. And like whenever they talk shit, it's just a bunch of country club guys that you shouldn't be doing it.
Yeah,
it's just it never comes off good. Yeah. It never comes off tough.
Except Brooks. I feel like he kind of comes off tough for no reason.
Brooks Koepka does. Because Brooks is like, dude, I don't want to take 14 hours on the golf course. Yeah. Which apparently now timing is becoming a massive thing. These guys are really, I mean, every press con, I liked one TikTok. Make no mistake, I liked one TikTok of golf. Started getting so many golf TikToks on my feed last night. And everyone seems to be pissed about the pace of play. Yeah. And isn't it Cantlay or whatever that guy is?
Well, yeah, he's
bottomless.
Slow. He's slow as fuck, yeah.
Bottomless, dude.
People like at the same time, it's like, this is your fucking job. Like, you can be out there for 30 more minutes. It's not like it's like that big of a deal.
But I think like a lot of the guys,
it puts them out of their groove.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It takes them out of the rhythm. And then one of the guys, I forget who it was, maybe it was Colin Morikawa, so did you like more time to think about your next shot is what you don't want as a golfer. Like you want to just stay in a rhythm, stay in a groove. I will say though, the coolest thing about Rory winning the Masters wasn't that he won. Well, two things. I'm going to go two things. First of all, the first Masters without Jim Nance is going to be the worst thing of all time. Yeah. Like, it's just going to be, I don't know if you noticed, but it had to be called to my attention after the fact, and then my dad and I rewound it just because, like, there are certain times when you just got to appreciate how good someone is at their job, and Jim Nance just letting a full 5 minutes just of silence happen while Rory walked up to his putt, and to, like, feel the crowd, to, like, feel the moment as a spectator. You don't even realize what he's doing. But that's a masterclass. Like, that is an absolute masterclass of announcing, and then right as he makes it, McIlroy has his masterpiece. Like, there are just certain things that you got to be able to appreciate guys while they're here doing what they're doing at the best level. And I feel like sometimes we take commentators for granted, and then we'll get to the NFL season and be like, wow, these guys are fucking horrible. Tony Romo and shut his mouth. But when you get a Jim Nance that's just so unbelievably dialed in, and like makes a moment like that so much better. I just wanted to appreciate Jim Nance for a second.
He's the GOAT. He is the GOAT.
I just want to appreciate
him and Trevor do a really good job. You know what I'm going to do? What? I'm going to do something real quick. I'm going to fucking switch these two cameras.
Wow.
I'm just going to switch them because there's no way that it'll do it for me.
I mean, yeah, the camera's losing. I mean, yeah, it's losing absolute plot. Might have to get, I think, losing absolute plot. Now that we're in the darkness, welcome to the Darkness Retreat episode of The Morning After. We're going to talk about darkness. There's no signals. The signals are gone. We're officially back, guys. If you thought the technical difficulties were going to get taken care of in a week, you don't know the show. You don't know the show, and you just need to figure it out. While we're doing this, I will talk about, so last night, I really decided to dial in for whatever reason on investments, because I was like, you know what? Spent a lot of time with my dad this weekend. He's a Wall Street guy. A lot of my uncles are finance guys, and I went to school for it. And I just decided last night that I was going to dial in on the markets, and I was Googling a lot of stuff. I was like starting to get back into what I went to school for. And I'll tell you what, dude, I'm going to be a billionaire. Like, I got my E-Trade account up and moving, dude, which is already operating at a massive profit because I got in on NVIDIA in 2020.
Wow.
40 shares of NVIDIA. You can do that math if you'd like to where it is now. But I'll tell you what, dude, I'm so dialed in on the markets right now. You don't even know. It would make your head spin the amount of stocks I got on my watch list and the ETFs that I have now officially invested in. And I'll tell you what, dude, what you're going to want to do, because we got a recession looming, you're going to want to get in on some gold ETFs.
Okay.
And you're going to want to get in on some technology ETFs.
Okay.
The whole point of these tariffs and everything like that is apparently Trump wants to
Wants all the
bring
tech companies
wants to
back.
bring tech
He
companies
does.
back. And I'll
He
tell you what,
does.
there's a tech company out there that might shit down its leg, or 7X, and it goes by the name of Intel. But that's all. We're not a finance show. It's not financial advice. It's not financial advice. I'm just saying I'm so unbelievably dialed in right now on the markets, I might just be a billionaire. So we might have to change the show. We might have to change the show. We might have to have some stock talk.
Intel's at $20 right now.
I'm telling you, dude. They're one of the only U.S. companies that produces chips in the Americas.
Wow. Who has most of them? Doesn't Taiwan make most of them?
Yeah, I also invested. Never mind. We're not doing the investments. Because I don't want people to invest. I went on Night Oats one time. You guys told me to buy 2 cryptos. I'm down $200. So shout out you guys.
Yeah, shout out XRP for shitting down leg as well.
Literally shitting down leg. I bought it. It went down 20% within 5 minutes.
Shitting down leg right now. Actually, let's check.
Yeah, all those
Let me
freaking
peep. Let's see how we're doing today. It could be
all those crypto bots are over there friggin' yanking on flaccid wieners right now. Here's
it's back a little.
Speaking of shitting down legs, speaking of being back, Josh, I just want to talk about one of the most absurd things I've seen in a very, very, very long time. Nico Lamalieva. Nico Lama, I'm going to leave you. The first ever college kid to hold out.
To stink, too.
And here's the thing, Josh. I wouldn't mind if it was like, let's say Jackson Dart, who had an okay year last year. Maybe if Will Howard was like, oh, I got one more year of eligibility. Maybe I just want a little bit more NIL. I won a national championship.
Yeah, maybe
if Cam Ward was like, I'm coming back, gave Miami a 10-win year, and you know what? Maybe I want a little bit more money to play because I'm actually a good quarterback. When you're getting paid, Josh, as a college kid, that, by the way, we're now learning, wanted to hold out in the college football playoff.
He wanted more money.
$2 million more dollars. He was already getting paid $2 million, Josh, which, by the way, for kids in college is insane. I think this is the reason why name, image, and likeness has gone completely sideways, because what it should be is you should be able to profit off signing autographs, taking photos, and jersey sales. That's really it. And you should be able to do side deals for yourself, and you should have to sign a contract. The fact that he's getting paid $2 million and his dad, who, by the way, I'm hearing is the snake oil salesman of all time, and wanted him to hold out in the college football play. He almost didn't play in the playoff, which, by the way, maybe would have helped him. Because I think people forget how fucking bad he was in that game, dude. They got blown. Yeah. They got blown. And 2 of his wide receivers are going to get drafted. So it's not even like he didn't have the weapons.
And his running back is going to get drafted as well.
$2 million, though, is insanity. And then going, you know what? I think I might be worth 4 when you really have done
nothing.
Pretty much nothing
like
in college football.
Nothing.
Your defense probably carried you to the college football playoff, by the way.
Any quarterback on that Tennessee team, any quarterback in the SEC would have done the same, if not better, with Tennessee last year. Any quarterback in the SEC.
And I'll tell you what, too. 19 touchdowns. I think, 11 of them were against Chattanooga.
Yeah, dude. Also,
he only threw 3 touchdowns, I think, against the top half of the SEC, which is just embarrassing.
I'm pretty sure Dylan Sampson had more rushing touchdowns than he had passing touchdowns.
Yeah, I wouldn't be shocked.
Which is insane.
I wouldn't be shocked.
Insane.
But it's got to stop, dude. Like the NIL, like something has to get rolled back. Something has to change. Something has to shake, because this is just so absurd. There is, and honestly, I'm really proud of Heupel and Tennessee. I've always been a big fan of Heupel, but I'm really proud of Tennessee for just being like, nope, you can just, you might as well just go.
Right away, which I love.
You might as well just go.
No bullshit. Like, that is the fact that you don't have the awareness to self-reflect and be like, I actually wasn't that good. Like, I might not even deserve, I definitely don't even deserve the $2 million that they gave me. Like, let's be grateful for being 19 years old and making $2 fucking million.
That's what I was about to say. Or you're making $2 million at 18 years old in a run-first offense. Why don't you just relax?
Yeah.
Why don't you just relax? Take your $2 million, have a good year. You'll get drafted. You get a bigger signing bonus, and you got the first 2 years in college.
Yeah.
But honestly, I think it was the first time we saw a college football coach and a college football team not bend the knee to the NIL era.
Yeah.
And I kind of liked it.
Good.
And then, of course, Tilted Towers with
Come
gifting
on.
subs. How about it? Thank you, brother. Thank you, brother. So great to see you too, Tilted Towers. Thanks for being here, brother. But I'll say this, though, Josh. It was the first time a team didn't bend the knee.
Yeah.
And then I did like as well that Bill Belichick was also like, never mind. Because then the reports were like, oh, he's going to sign for UNC. And then Bill was like, never mind. I don't want him. And I think you're going to find that this kid's not going to land in a Power 5. I don't think he lands.
UCLA.
You think he stays in the Power 5?
Does he not just? He's from California too. They've been talking to him. I feel like UCLA is a team that has so much money. Like their boosters are probably fucking insane.
Well, so I think what the funny part is too is, I've been watching a lot of Gruden's quarterback camp because I used to love that back in the day when it was on ESPN. It's so good. First of all, Seth Hannigan should have just never went on there. He just looked like such a
I haven't watched that
bot.
one yet,
Dude. He might have done damage. He might have done more damage than good. I think Will Howard. I think Will Howard.
Will Howard looked good.
Yeah, dude, that's what I'm
good.
saying. Will Howard definitely increased draft stock. Yeah. I've never seen someone just generationally potentially do more damage to their career by going on a piece of content than Seth Hannigan. The kid looked like a bot garage, dude.
Yeah, that sucks.
Like wasn't matching the energy, wasn't excited, didn't look like he knew what the hell was going on half the time. Seemed like really nervous. Which, by the way, if you go on Gruden's quarterback game, you got to come in there with some fire, dude. You got to come in there with some fire, dude. You got to come in there with some fire. But, dude, someone made a great point. It might have been Ocho Cinco. I forget who it was. Maybe Shannon Sharp. But said, first of all, Nico's dad. You need to get out of the way. He's not even playing that well. But on the flip side, now that media, we're getting to an age where nothing is really private anymore in terms of you're starting to see interviews from the draft process in the NFL, and you see what these guys. I saw Sam Laporta's interview for the Lions, and you see the questions they ask him. You see the questions they ask them. You see like the things they feel out about him. Doing something like this too, I think Nico and his dad are thinking very small, micro term right now of like, oh, we just should try to maximize how much money he can get. Stuff like this is gonna kill him in the draft, dude. Because not only does it come off as selfish, but now it comes out that he tried to hold out for the playoff, which means he doesn't care about his teammates, doesn't care about winning. All it is about a check. And when you look at these interviews, a lot of the football interviews aren't, what do you do in this situation? How do you feel about this offense? It's trying to get a gauge on your personality. It's like, why should we draft you? What do you do in your free time? And I feel like what Nico maybe isn't understanding is this is going to do a phenomenal amount of negative to his draft prospect and to his draft process. 100%. I feel.
100%. I feel like some guys that like making all that money and like having a good head on their shoulders, like actually probably helps team. Like it probably helps them like with how teams look at them because they're like, oh, this kid was 18, 19, 20 years old making millions of dollars. Yeah. And he had a good head on his shoulders, wasn't doing dumb shit. Obviously, he's not going to do that as he grows up. He probably won't be doing that. But like when there's a dude that's 18 years old literally complaining about making $2 million, like what is he going to do when he's in the NFL, he's on a rookie contract, and Patrick Mahomes, and he thinks he's as good as Patrick Mahomes, and Mahomes is making 50.
I agree.
Like, what is he going to do?
I agree.
It's insane.
Dude, it's funny, like these NFL interviews, you're like, what do you use, salt or pepper first? It's like the most absurd questions. Like they literally ask the most absurd. So when you get up in the morning, do you pee with the toilet seat up or down? It's like, what the fuck does that, like, what does that gain you, dude?
I love the quarterback one, like the quarterback questions, and they're talking about like
so absurd.
The board, like when they're actually talking about plays. Though I think my favorite one was, I think it was Dable talking to Jaden Daniels. It
had to be What do you do?
It was Jaden
Throw
Daniels.
a touchdown.
Throw a touchdown. Yeah. What do you like against cover one here? Just throw a touchdown.
I love it.
It's like I like that.
I love it. No, I like that. I like that. Yeah. I saw one that was like they were asking Keon Coleman what he does his free time, and he was like, you know, I golf, and they were like, oh, you golf? He was like, they're like, oh, Tiger Woods. He's like, oh, Tiger wish he could. Yeah, that's who I am. But
Tiger wish he would.
Yeah, Tiger wish he would. Yeah. But I don't know. It's just a very interesting situation, and I think I heard that the Power 5 conferences called Congress to try to figure out this NIL situation. Is that true?
I did not know that.
One of my uncles told me that, but he's also can be totally sideways, so he might be completely on the wrong plane of what's going on. He might have got Centelled to the max.
Centelled, yeah.
Maybe he Centelled me, and I was just in the vibes.
The good old double Centelled.
I could have got double Centelled by the uncle. Because make no mistake, the uncle opened Facebook and sees something like new crocodile the size of Godzilla has surfaced in China, and they go, holy shit, there's a crocodile the size of Godzilla.
Yeah.
So maybe I got Facebook Centelled by the uncles, but
40-plus-year-olds on Facebook have been living through Centel their entire life.
Literally. But I'll tell you what, though. I love what Tennessee did because I think they set the precedent finally, and I think it's the first team and school to finally set a precedent in the NIL era that we're not just going to give cash to these kids just because they want it, which I think is great. Hopefully it trickles down to basketball.
I think we kind of saw it with UNLV last year. They kind of took a stand too.
They did too. But I think Tennessee doing it.
Well, yeah, but I think that I think UNLV kind of set the table for a team like Tennessee to just be like, you know what, fuck you. Like, I don't even care. Because I feel like.
And if there's a team that has the money to go, we can give Nico $2 more million.
Saying. That's the thing is boosters might not love the decision, but when it worked for a team like UNLV, you can be like, oh, it worked for them. It can work for us. We have fucking way more money. We can go get another quarterback.
100%.
They have no NIL. We have infinite. We can go get anybody.
And dude, TJ Finley's jacking cars. He's open now. You can go bring him to Tennessee, dude. Run a real air raid offense. Sorry, I don't know why we just caught a stray on TJ
that was
Finley.
crazy.
He's a great guy.
He is such
friend
a good
of the
guy.
program.
Yeah.
People forget. Friend of the program. We had him on. He said he was going to beat Alabama. I think he got benched at the half. But friend of the program.
Yeah. Now he played the full game that game.
Friend of program.
Friend of program.
Sorry, TJ.
That wasn't his fault. Their defense was fucking.
People can say that's not even a stray. I'm saying he should go play for Tennessee.
He should go.
Get out of Tulane. Go play for Tennessee, brother.
Get
Friend
back
of the
in
program,
ACC.
though. Friend of the program. People forget, dude.
People do.
People forget. Friend of the program. Speaking of friends of programs, dude, I know you're going to feel a way about this. Honestly, I really don't. I think one of them probably deserved it. The other one definitely doesn't. Shedeur and Travis Hunter are getting their jerseys retired by the University of Colorado after going 13-11 over 2 years. I think Travis Hunter probably deserves it to win a Heisman at Colorado. That's probably not something they're going to get very often. I think only one other player has won one. So I understand the Travis Hunter one. I think he's going to also be a generationally talked about college football player for the rest of his life. He's probably going to be in those conversations of the best college players ever, just in terms of what he did on both sides of the ball. And I think his jersey, when you're at a school like University of Colorado, deserves to be retired. I think you could probably retire it everywhere he played. Probably retired at Jackson State and here. Just because winning the Heisman is insane.
The number one player in the country on Jackson State. You can just retire it when he commits there.
Yeah,
just go ahead and retire.
Throw it in the rafters. No one should even put that number on, dude.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I think, if you think it's because of the play on the field, you're just really stupid if you think that's why Shedeur got his jersey retired. I understand, though, from the other perspective, where I feel like I can speak on both. I think it's absurd that Shedeur he'd never won a bowl game. He went 13-11. He really didn't do anything impressive. Maybe had a couple 4-touchdown games. He beat TCU on the road. But I understand that point of view. But then I also understand the point of view of the people that are mad that it's probably nepotism, that it's your son and you retiring Travis. It'd be weird if you didn't retire your sons, but you also have another son, so you didn't retire his jersey, which is weird. You could have been like, well, just throw Shiloh up in the rafters too.
Yeah.
But I also understand, and this is the point where I think we've talked about both can be true. I think it can be true that it's absurd that Shadeur's getting his jersey retired. But I also can understand from a University of Colorado football perspective where the program was really going down the gutter and they were probably being considered one of the worst Power 5 teams of all time.
Like the worst, yeah.
And these two kind of brought you back to be able to get the 5-star quarterbacks and the 5-star players and to be competitive and bring a football program all the way back to a school that was literally, by all accounts, the worst athletic program in all of Division I sports. So I understand that of being like, thank you for your service for bringing us back. Do I think it deserves a jersey retirement? Not necessarily, but I don't think there's many people within the Colorado. Help me out.
If you're in
Colorado
sphere,
that would be mad that Shadeur's getting it retired because he kind of brought you back. You got to go to football games again. You got to watch wins again. Like, so I understand both coins, but I'd love to know what you think.
I mean, I agree with the Travis thing. He should definitely be retired. He won the Heisman. I think if you win a Heisman for your school, like, that should be an auto retirement. But Shedeur, like, I do understand the second part of that argument is like, that he did kind of bring them back.
Yeah.
Like,
Because they took
just
a risk. Either
he
way, you're
just
following
brought
your
them
dad,
back
but
to
you
a
took
national scale. He didn't really bring them back on the field. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, he brought them back to 500, I guess. But I would argue that Dion is more of a reason of that. Like, they could have had, like, Shedeur could have been drafted out of Jackson State, and Dion could have went to Colorado with Travis Hunter, and they would be just as big.
Yeah.
Just as big. I don't think that Shedeur had as much to do with that as I think everyone thinks he did. But, yeah, dude, I think it's insane that Shedeur is getting his jersey retired.
Yeah, I knew
especially
you were
such a
gonna like
sick
it.
number,
I
too.
knew you
Number
were
2.
gonna like it,
Especially
yeah.
retiring number 2. Like, 12's fine because, like, no one really needs 12. 2 is, like, you can't just be handing those retirements out.
And I also feel like, too, just to a certain extent, I understand the, like, bringing them back to a national scale and be able to get the 5-star that they have now and be able to get a guy like
But,
Caden
like, being able to
Salter.
get a guy is why you retire your jersey. It's like,
Yeah,
just
well,
the
that's what I'm
next guy's
saying.
better.
That's what I'm saying. Well,
the
this,
next guy should get his jersey retired.
Well, so that's my point, is I feel like the jersey retirement feels a little bit much. I think there was a way to honor Shedeur without doing a jersey retirement because all Shedeur really did was set it up for this kid or Caden Salter to have way more success than he did. And also, I don't think many Colorado fans are going to be mad, but the general college football fan base, Shedeur ended the season horribly. Like, they played full roster in a bowl game and lost by like 50, and he looked terrible all the way. So I don't know if it was the right move. I understand from Colorado. No one's really pissed about Colorado. By the way, once Dion leaves, no one's going to wear those numbers anyway because they might have to dissolve the football program,
that's
and he
dumb,
might
yeah.
be there for another year, maybe.
He looks like he's getting old, dude. He looks like he's aging.
Yeah, he
coaching
does.
college football.
I think it does. I think it does
has
it
to,
to
dude.
you.
It's,
I think
it
it
seems
does
like
it to
a
you.
fuck ton of work.
It does. I mean, it really does. I guess just to stay on college football, not to shift gears totally, but I was going to wait till the end, but I feel like might as well just talk about it, and then we could talk about it at the end as well. Maybe we'll just talk about it at the end.
College football?
Yeah, well, I wore the shirt. Obviously, it's about Kyron
Oh,
Lacey,
yeah.
but maybe we can just talk about it at the end and just bring it
Yeah.
all back together. But shifting gears to college basketball, just for a quick second, speaking of jersey retirements, speaking of NIL, how about those Providence Friars? How about those Providence Friars? And we might get that big Spaniard boy, by the way. I don't know if you've been seeing
I
that.
have
He
not
was
seen
spotted
that.
around campus with a little Spanish flag, taking photos everywhere. He's, I think, a top 15 prospect in the portal as well. So we might get a little Spaniard power forward up and moving. Dude, we're going to be so good. And if we're not, I'm just saying this right now, and if we're not, Kim English has got to go. In a really aggressive, horrible way. He's got to go.
Yeah,
He's got to go.
He does.
But make no mistake about it, Josh. I'm putting our objective Final Four. That's the objective. Because when we definitely spent more than we spent last year. And I got news here.
I mean, yeah.
Daquan Davis, Jalen Sellers, and frickin' what's his name? Jason Edwards. You better win the Big East, and you better go to the big dance, because I swear to God, if we have 20 losses again, I'm coming down there and someone's getting slapped, and I don't know who it is. Might just be Mason. I might fly down there to slap Mason.
That's 3 4-stars you got.
Dude, I mean, we should win the Big East. I'm not even
That
kidding.
dude Cole Hargrove, though, 0 stars.
Hey.
The kid from Drexel.
Chill out.
That kid might not get
Chill
any.
out.
He's not going to get any.
Chill.
burn.
He
He's
was
not
our
gonna
first
touch-
guy.
He's not going to touch
He was the
floor.
first drop in the bucket. You got to appreciate the first drop in the bucket.
Yeah, he ain't touching.
You got to appreciate first drop in the
He
bucket.
ain't touching
Corey Floyd and Jason Edwards are already working out. I love it. Make no mistake, though, Kim English has won every offseason since he got to Providence.
Yeah.
So just keep that in the back of your head, but I think we're going to win the March Madness next year. So what are you going to do about it? Can't tell me we're
I'll
not.
root for you.
Can't tell me we're not, because guess what? We're in April. Can't tell
Yeah,
me we're
you
not. You
can't.
don't even know how we look. We could
you
look
literally can't.
unbelievable. You can't tell me we're not. Speaking of basketball, though, and winning things, Knicks claim the 3 seed in the East and now have to play the upstart and ferocious Pistons. I would be a liar if I told you I wasn't scared of this Pistons team. I would be a liar if I told you that from watching the Knicks these past couple weeks, this is the worst they have looked all year. And I'm getting nervous.
Well, it's that time. It's that time.
It's a 7-point favorite in game 1, and I just don't see how you don't take the Pistons with 7 points in your pocket in a game where the Pistons seem like they're playing the best ball yet, and the Knicks are playing the worst ball. I mean, literally last regular season game of the year, we're in the press conference saying we need to fix everything. That was a direct quote. Jalen Brunson said everything you saw out there we need to fix. What?
Like maybe like U.S. soccer.
We're a game away.
Yeah.
We're in the playoffs now, though.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like the one thing we shouldn't be saying is there's a lot that needs to get fixed.
I think you're fine. I mean, you're playing an inexperienced Detroit team in the first round. I think that spread is pretty telling too. Also, I think that's good. Like, put pressure on yourselves. Like, put pressure on yourselves in the first round. Like, go beat the shit out of this team. As you
I mean,
should.
we really should.
You
Like,
should,
there really
100%.
isn't a position that they're better than us at, and we really should dominate them. But also, this Pistons team is the epitome of a team that's scaring the playoffs because they're just coming in. They don't care.
They can max win one round. So it's like, this is their Super
And
Bowl, I
we're
guess.
just so the team that would do it. Just so the team. I need playoff babe. I need my playoff babe to just show up and do what he does, which is drop 50 in a playoff game. That's all I need, dude. That's literally all I need. But I am worried when we look at the state of the NBA in the playoffs. The Bulls are dancing. How about
They're
it?
dancing.
How do you
They're
feel
playing the
about
Miami
that?
Again. I mean, I
Playoff
don't know.
basketball is back in Chicago.
We have to win 2 games. We have to win 2 games. If we lose them, I don't really give a fuck, honestly. Like, this is
I
just.
think you want to lose them.
Yeah,
Why
like,
the
I don't really
fuck do
care.
you want
But if we
to
win
play
both, then it's like, all right, we're in the playoffs. Then we get a playoff series, which is kind of fun. But
That is fun.
I mean,
But capture the flag might be toast.
yeah, that's the
Which,
problem.
by the way, if I'm Cooper Flag and I'm looking at the state of the Washington Wizards, Krabs, close your ears. I'm going back to Duke.
Yeah.
There's just
I'd come to Chicago. Though.
there's just
Chicago, dude,
nothing in my head that I'd want to play for the Wizards.
the Bulls traded off Levine at the deadline, and they're over 500 since they got rid of him. The Kings are below 500 since they got him.
I mean, he's junk.
We won that trade,
Zach LaVine and
we won
Bradley
the
Beal
trade.
are the same player in my eyes.
100%.
You get rid of him and your team gets better, but they just
100%.
score a lot.
100%. 100%.
They're
Dude,
just the same player.
The Giddler's been fucking dialed.
The Diddler has
The
been
Giddler.
so dialed. He's been so dialed, dude.
Yeah, he's been dialed.
Dude, I mean, this Chicago team is interesting.
They could be good. They need, if Buzelis can, I mean, obviously not interesting this year, but like if Buzelis can develop into a star, which I actually think he can in like the next couple years.
Sure.
This
AJ
team could be
Johnson
really
also.
fucking good.
AJ Johnson on the Wizards reminds me of Buzelis on the Bulls. I think they both have the same ceiling. I think they're both very, very good, and I think they could be very, very good.
Yeah, dude, Buzelis is just like different. Like he plays the game how he wants to play it.
Well, you know what you should do? You should go to the playoffs, maybe miss out on capture the flag,
Maybe.
but then I'll tell you who you could get. The next Luka Doncic that's going to be going to Providence College, Stefan Vox. It's literally the next Luka. You just wait, and then you
we
got
should wait for him.
imagine Vox, Buzelis,
and Giddy.
Vazelis,
And Giddy.
and the Giddler, and Trey Jones.
Kobe. Dude, Kobe White won Player of the Month.
Yeah, he's
Is that
goated.
not insane?
No, he's goated.
I think it's like the only players to do that are him, Jordan, and like Derrick Rose. Maybe Scottie Pippen
You're saying on the Bulls.
on the Bulls. Yeah,
I thought you were saying the only player to win Player of the Month. I was like, I don't know if the list is that short.
No,
for Player of the
obviously,
Month.
yeah. No, but that's insane though. Like that list of people is insane.
I'm
Kobe
shocked
White.
DeMar didn't win one on the Bulls.
Oh yeah. I'm sure he won some Player of the Weeks.
Yeah,
Definitely not much.
he's such a
He's a weak guy. He's a
player of the
3-game stretch
week
guy. Yeah, he's a 3-game
such
stretch guy.
Player of the week guy.
He is a great Player of the Week guy. We're gonna be asked next year too, brother. We can do this all day.
So I was looking yeah, literally that's the Wizards right now. That's literally the Wizards. But if you're a Cooper Flag, dude, who are you going to play with, brother? Like, no one. You know what the Wizards are? Krabs, close your ears. The Wizards are. If I was drafting drafting rookies in NBA 2K off of the generated classes that people that play 2K made, and it's like potential 50 million. That's what they do. They don't draft like actually good guys. They just go, oh, Sar could be a 94 overall in 4 years. I'm going to draft him and go get AJ Johnson from the G. Like they just, and then we're going to pay Jordan Poole like, I got news here. I watched Jordan Poole since he was a rookie on the Warriors when he was in and out of the G League with the one braid hanging down and then the two braids and then the shaved head. He should have never gotten paid that much.
No.
He was coming off the bench for the Warriors, averaging 20. You don't pay a 20-point per game bench player a goddamn max. to be the face of a team that had Kyle Kuzma as the second option. You just don't do that. So I don't know where I'd be at if I'm Cooper Flag. You know who'd fit perfectly, though, into the Wizards organization? It's Ace Bailey. You just roll out there, play some Y basketball.
He would be perfect. Dude, but Cooper Flag, honestly, like wherever he goes, he's the team.
Yeah, for
Doesn't
sure.
really matter where he goes. He is the entire team.
For sure.
So, like, he can go to the Wizards, and I wouldn't be surprised if they're good right away just because of how good he is.
So something I wanted to talk about really quickly, because I did put it in the header of the tweet today.
Mm-hmm.
Just some NBA futures really, really quick, dude. There's a team that I think could go on a serious little run here that I wanted to talk about for a second, dude. And I feel like the year that they won it, we weren't really talking about them. The year that they went to the Eastern Conference Finals, we didn't really talk about them. And I think they have a very favorable matchup. Dude, I think the Bucks could now make some noise in the playoffs, dude. I just find it so hard. I don't think they're very deep. I do think having a guy like Kevin Porter Jr., who, by the way, by all accounts, is a guy that can average 20 points per game, and I could see him becoming what Jalen did in the playoffs for the Mavs that one year, where you were like, the fuck, Jalen Brunson's averaging 20 points per game? Where the hell did that come from? I'm just finding it so hard to see the Pacers beating Giannis. Because Giannis becomes another animal in the playoffs, dude.
Oh, yeah. He's different.
And he's looking healthy now.
Yeah.
And I feel like we're not talking about the Bucks enough. And when I look at this, and obviously it's a long shot, I think they're plus 11,000 to win the NBA Finals, or 1,100. But they're plus 5 to the Pacers. Dude, there's just something about this Bucks team that I'm kind of starting to get in on a little bit.
Yeah, I actually,
especially against the Pacers, who I think overperformed last year, and no one from last year's team has taken a step forward. No one. Maybe Nembhard. Halliburton took a massive step back. Mathurin hasn't looked like the way he looked going into the playoffs last year. Miles Turner, I mean, he just kind of stays like this all year. I guess consistency matters, but I don't know, dude. I'm like, if there was two teams in the playoffs that I'd be worried about right now in the East and the West, it'd be the Clippers in the West, and it'd be the Bucks in the East.
Yeah.
And I don't know if that's crazy.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know about the Clippers, but I do like the Bucks. I would say
because I was looking at like, even when you look at the series markets, you can get the Bucks plus 160 to beat the Pacers in a 7-game series. Like,
yeah.
And I agree with someone in the YouTube chat just said no Dame is sketchy. I don't like, they might play better without Dame.
Yeah, they might.
He's not
Their
a winner,
defense
dude.
probably.
Like, he's a first round, make a buzzer beater guy and then go 1 for 15.
Yeah.
Like, they might play better without Dame,
Dude.
which is why, I don't know. Is that a weird take? Like,
no, that's not
I feel like I saw a lot of people tweeting about the Pacers, and I feel like whenever there is a team that becomes really popular to win the first round,
they made their run last year too.
I agree.
They made their run last year. They're not that good.
I agree.
Also, dude, there's a team in the West, I think, that plus 1,700 for the Warriors to win the finals while they're playing in a play-in tonight.
Yeah. It's crazy.
I mean, that is insane. They have the 5th best odds to win the finals, and they're going to be the 7th seed or the 8th seed.
And by the way, Draymond Green is still missing layups. Could you imagine? You're only that, and Draymond Green is still missing wide open layups.
Yeah. Dude, I would not be surprised if this was their year again. Like, I could see a Lakers-Warriors. I guess, actually, I don't even know if they could play each other in the Western Conference Finals. I don't know how the seeds add up, but it depends what seed they'll be. But, I mean, dude, I could see that happening, and that series would go fucking insane. And Steph Curry, dude. Steph Curry this year seems like he's back to old Steph Curry, where he's having those games where he has 10, 12 3-pointers, where it's like, this dude fucking, like, literally cannot miss. And if he has 2 of those games in the playoffs,
You're also getting,
I mean, those are 2 auto wins.
You're also getting, don't forget, Josh, playoff Yimmy.
That's what I'm saying.
And playoff Yimmy is scary.
They play some dude. Their defense can be scary.
Playoff Yimmy might be the first guy the Warriors have ever signed that could look at Draymond Green and go, "Shut the fuck up," and he wouldn't say anything back.
Yeah, maybe.
And that's rare.
That's very rare. Jimmy Butler beat the fuck out of Draymond Green.
For how bad Draymond Green is at the sport of basketball on the professional level, he just talks way too much.
He does.
like genuinely for professionals. I'm not saying again, like in the Y, maybe he'd do some damage for just how genuinely bad he is at professional basketball. When you watch him against other professionals, like missing wide open layups, 3-pointers that don't even touch the rim, he talks a little bit too much because he's got rings. But the only reason you got rings is because you have a guy that literally changed the sport of basketball.
Yeah. Could you imagine Kendrick Perkins on that old OKC team, like fucking telling people what to do? You think KD and Russ would fucking look? That's literally pretty much the same situation with Clay and Steph and KD. He acts like he runs the team. Brother.
And you know there's some times where, by the way, without Draymond, they probably still have Jordan Poole coming off the bench giving you 30.
Oh, yeah.
So there's just some times where you know Steph wants to go, Draymond, could you just shut it down? But he just, I don't think, has the personality to do that. And I think there are some times where Steph goes, I kind of like having a psycho on the team. And Draymond's just a little psycho.
Well, Draymond's the type of guy that you just love having on your team. You hate playing against him. He's like the epitome of that. The epitome.
For sure.
Like, when he's on your team, like, he's just annoying the fuck out of your team. You're like, yeah, keep doing that.
He's the LeBron James of Dylan Brooks's.
Yeah, 100%.
That's what he is.
100%.
That's what he is. He's the LeBron James of Dylan Brooks's.
100%. Dude, speaking of LeBron James, I just want to talk about this really quick.
Yeah, go ahead.
Did you see Ahan and Skip Bayless?
Well, dude, I have that on my notes.
Dude, I think it's just like a perfect
Also, shout out to
segue from
Book
LeBron
Committee
James.
Ahan just
Yeah,
debating
that was sick.
Skip
That was
Bayless.
sick. That was so funny.
Also, if there was ever a guy we should have known that just had tonsils for LeBron, it had to be Ahan.
Oh, yeah. Well, we've known that forever.
Also, I just think it's
He's
so
a
funny.
Heat
How
fan.
do you
He's a
even?
Heat
But
fan.
how do you even get involved in that? Was there like a form you could sign?
Yeah,
I was like,
that-
yo, Skip
that must
Bayless
be what it
is
is, yeah.
debating fans. I'll tell you what, though, Ahan fucking put it on him,
He's like, well, the main argument against that point is that everything you said is incorrect.
which is just such an Ahan way to approach that. True shooting percentage. No, I mean, make no
He's right.
mistake. He kind of put Skip in a bag.
Yeah, dude, Skip Bayless at the end was like, yeah, good try. Skip Bayless just didn't stop talking. After Ahan made like 1 point, and then Skip Bayless literally didn't stop talking. And then like people like put up those red flags or whatever. I don't know if you watched it the entire thing.
No, I didn't.
I went back and watched like the entire it was like 5 minutes to 3 minutes or whatever.
Sure.
And Skip Bayless just goes on for like
chills.
3 more minutes, doesn't stop talking. The whole point of that show is like when people like don't like where the conversation's going, they put up the red flag, and then if there's 12 people that do it, Ahan leaves. Ahan didn't get to say another word, and fucking Skip was literally just talking his ass off for literally kind of making no sense. And then everyone just put the flags up because Skip said something they didn't like, and then Ahan got voted out. The next dude that came in though, fucking fried it. Like fried Skip Bayless.
Fried
dude.
Skip?
Yeah.
Well, shout out to Ahan, the Bookit community.
Shout out to
Bookit
Ahan.
member. Here we go.
Shout out to Ahan. That was sick.
Putting it on, Skip.
It was so funny, dude. Because I saw that thumbnail on my YouTube like the night before, and I was like, that's probably fucking hilarious. And then the next morning, Trent posted a clip of Ahan. I was like, dude, no fucking way, Ahan.
How do you was there was there?
I don't know.
Shout
but
out Walk
you
Tier
seen
1
those,
sub 17 month. Let's go.
Have you seen those videos before?
They do
become,
it
like,
for British football.
They do it for like a bunch of shit. They
But
do it
that's
for
like where it got
politics.
really
They do
popular.
it for like this Jubilee thing. They do it for like politics. They do it for like sports. They do it like any argument, like anything you can argue, they do. And I don't know. It was so funny. Like usually it's like fucking Ben Shapiro against 25 liberals. That's like what the classics been.
Well, dude, they do it all the
recently.
time in England. They'll have like Jamie Carragher
Oh, really?
debating Arsenal fans. Yeah, that's where I've seen clips of stuff like that forever
It's the same
in
brand. 'Cause
British
I think
football.
Jubilee
Yeah.
is like they're an English company.
Might have been, yeah.
Because they I think they do those like British people trying food in America.
So
thing.
good. I
They
love
do
those.
that too.
I love those. I love when you give them just
Yeah,
like Taco Bell and they're like, "What the fuck is this?" And then you look at Bosch and he's like, "We got 3 meat pies, 2 mash, jellied eels." So gross, dude. Oh, dude, I'm not gonna lie. I've been on this is just something so off topic, Josh, but spent a lot of time at home. Obviously, my grandmother passed away, so we had the funeral, which by the way was just I mean, we haven't talked about my week, dude. My grandma had 7 kids. The youngest passed away a couple years ago. And we had obviously a wake and then a funeral. And my dad is he's very talkative. He's got a lot of people that care about him. So majority of the people that showed up to the wake were not only there for my grandmother, but I think they were also there for my dad. So I just wanted to like stand with him the whole time at the wake. Dude, we were at the wake, put in, I think it was like a 9.5 hour shift of standing, saying hi to people, hugging them, talking about them, or talking about my grandma, whatever. Just put in a shift, and then I would get home, go on a little TikTok, then we'd wake up for the funeral the next day, which went from 9 a.m., and then we had like a little celebration life that went till almost 8 p.m., so another like crazy day. So we just put in like a real shift, and I was just so mentally drained. I mean, it's really cool to see all those people and like hear stories about my grandmother, and like it's really funny seeing like his high school buddies get there and talk about my my grandma.
Up with her,
Yeah. And like just like really funny when you think about that like my dad's high school friends that have always been like old, and like we'll get like dinner with them and talk about them, like grew up seeing
they
her
were
as like
little
a mom.
kids, and, like she was like making dinner for them and shit. They would come over and
It's funny, right? Because then I started thinking about my buddies. I'm like, dang, like
that was the same thing.
that's so funny that like they probably had the same relationship I have with my buddies' moms with my dad's mom. So it's really, really funny to like talk to them about the stories and stuff like that. And so it's just like a really long couple days and a lot of family. My dad's family's huge. He has 5 siblings now. But then, like I said, really funny story, which is just crazy, dude, by the way. My parents have an insane life story. So they met in high school. Both at the age of 12 lost the opposite parent. So my dad lost his dad at 12. My mom lost her mom at 12. And then they met in high school, ended up marrying in high school. So they had opposite parents. Ended up getting married at like 21. In their 40s, my mom's dad and my dad's mom ended up getting together.
Oh, what?
So they ended up like dating.
Okay.
And then they got married in their late 70s. So by the end of their life, my mom and dad ended up being step siblings, which is like funny. But so then my mom's whole side, because they were always together, my mom's whole side considered my grandma their mom too. And my mom has 4 siblings. Or 5 siblings. She's one of 6. My dad's one of 7. So now we got that whole side, all their kids. My dad's whole side, all their kids.
So it's like the same side but a different side.
Yeah, same side but different side. Yeah. Dude, there was 300 people came to the wake.
That's crazy.
That's insane, dude.
Lot.
That's a lot of people.
That's a lot.
So we were saying hi to a lot of people. It was a long day. But so this was a long way of saying I would get home at night and I would just need to like decompress, and I would open up TikTok and I would try to like a video that had nothing to do with sports because I just didn't really want to consume any sports. I was just so tired of it. Dude, I found myself on mukbangs.
Oh, I hate those.
And dude, I'm going to be honest with you, Josh. I started hate watching. And then dude, you can find a couple mukbangs. You'll see me in the comments. I wasn't being rude, but dude, there is something that just drives me up a wall about the pure amount of fucking sauce these mukbangers put on the food. And I want to say right now, I'm starting war.
You ever seen people like get
Because
canes?
it's rage bait.
It's like
They go,
cane. Yeah.
I got the Taco Bell burrito. They empty 9 sauce pack. And dude, there's not a lot of things that piss me off. There's not a lot of things that genuinely piss me off to the point where like I want to argue with someone and I want to like be really, really, really angry about it. If you slurp food that doesn't need to be slurped, like I had a buddy, a roommate in college that would eat a cold cut sandwich with no sauce and there would be a slurping noise and it would drive me fucking nuts, dude.
How's it even possible?
That's what I'm saying. It's impossible. And the mukbang community, and I think we just need to all come together and just cancel all of them together and just get some real people that eat food the normal way in there. The way that they slurp the food and the amount of sauce that they put on there, like we genuinely need to band together and bring back bullying.
Yeah, I mean, have you seen the people?
Like they need to be bullied.
Have you seen the Cane's people that like buy the cup of cane sauce? They
Dude,
literally
it's fucking
they'll
gross.
take the whole tender and just put the entire thing in there. It's disgusting.
Dude, it's fucking gross.
Cane
dude.
sauce is fire. Like that's objectively true. but
Gross.
The entire fucking thing.
I also know for a
That thing
fact
has to be like
they don't
$10,
eat
that
like
thing of
that in their
sauce.
free time.
No.
When you get your food, you don't, and they all eat in their car, which is also fucking gross. Their
Yeah,
cars
like
probably
weird-
smell like a
smells so
sweat
bad,
shack,
yeah,
dude.
so bad.
One day it's seafood boil, the next it's the fucking Taco Bell. But the pure amount of sauce drives me up a wall. a wall, dude.
Yeah.
A wall. So I'd get home from the funeral, I'd watch a video like that, it'd piss me off, I'd shut my phone. So I really didn't watch anything on my phone. I didn't consume anything for like a solid week. But it was like infuriating to me. And I would start talking to my dad about it. I'd be like, dude, there's this community of people. And he would just be like, I don't care. And I'd be like, you know what? Fair enough. Like I shouldn't care.
Yeah.
But I do. I got a cool bracelet from my grandma. That was cool.
That's awesome.
So I got a new bracelet on.
Awesome.
But yeah, it was an interesting
man.
week. A
great
lot
memory.
happened while I was away. One of the things that happened that I thought was just insanely cool that I wish I was paying more attention to was Luka came back to Dallas.
Dude.
How does Nico Harrison still have a job? Like when you watch a guy go for 35 in the first half, how does he not walk out of the stadium fired?
I mean,
That's got to be the worst trade of all time,
Yeah.
dude.
I mean, it is. It is. Like, it 100% is. I
And
mean,
you saw him crying pregame?
yeah, why? Like, but what are you crying for, brother?
Well, dude, I think, like, here's the thing about it. And I didn't even realize it, but somebody tweeted it, and it makes so much sense. When you're raised in that, like, European sporting, you love your teams. Like, when you look at the Premier League and Serie A and La Liga, like, these guys live and die for their clubs. And there's a reason why Luka, to this day, like, he was tuned into a Real Madrid basketball game, like, I think it was a week ago in the locker room, like, watching on his phone.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's where the European brain is a little different than the American, where we can kind of, like, separate it and be like, oh, well, more money's over here, more money's over there. And there's not that, like, not grooming, but there's not that youth system that you grow up in, playing for the same team, playing for the same club. And I think people forget that Luka comes from that.
Yeah.
And, like,
Yeah.
he saw the Mavericks as his Real Madrid. Like, he was never going to leave. Like, genuinely, there was not a bone in his body. And I think that's with a lot of these European guys. Once they find their team, that's their team. Like, they don't want to leave. They don't know how to adjust to a new team because they go all in for that team. And I think genuinely, Luka there was not a thought in his mind that he was ever going to depart Dallas. He might have taken more money. He might have went through a difficult negotiation to get a little bit more money, but he was never, ever, ever going to leave Dallas. There was never a selling his body that was like, maybe I'll see what I'm worth on the free market. Like, he was never going to leave the city of Dallas, much like a lot of these European guys and fans don't leave their teams, don't leave their clubs. They stay forever.
Mm-hmm.
And I think you saw a kid that watched his highlights in Dallas that's probably still not over it.
Definitely not. He's still crying.
And dude, I would cry too if I was him. Like, there was never a thought in his mind that he was leaving, and now he's sitting in the stadium that basically raised him. He came over here at 18 years old, sitting in the stadium that raised him, in front of the fan base that raised him. They're cheering for him. He's watching all of his memories in Dallas, a city he didn't want to leave. I understand why he cried, and then I also understand why you gave him 35 in the first half.
Yeah. I mean,
Because now it was like, all right, you motherfucker, like, now it's go time. And by the way, it also helps when you're busting and the away fan base is cheering for you.
yeah, that was insane. I've never seen that before. That was like a weird game.
I liked it, though.
It was cool, yeah, but it was
Also,
weird.
if you're Nico Harrison, you don't show face to that game, brother.
No.
You don't show face to that game. You don't show face. You
No.
don't. That's one of those games you watch from home with your wife, and you turn it off after the first quarter, and you go, you want to watch White Lotus?
Yeah.
That's what you do. That's what you do.
I also feel like part of why he's so sad is because, like, I mean, he came to, like, a completely different country. Like, he moved across the world
100%.
to a city he had never been to, I'm sure. He had never been to Dallas before. Moves to Dallas, and they, like, embrace him. He's the face of the city. And then they just ship him off. Like, it's nothing. It's insane.
Dude,
He probably thought
100%.
that, like, he legit thought he would be here forever.
Forever, dude. Much like these European guys, like Steven Gerrard staying at Liverpool his whole career. Guys like John Terry at Chelsea. Like, that is a normal thing in Europe. The way that we change teams in terms of players and sometimes fans is not normal to the rest of the world in the way that they handle their sports. Like, it is very normal to stay with a team your entire career, no matter what the money looks like. I think he comes from that.
I feel like in the NFL, that's a thing. Like, quarterbacks. Like, that's about it, though. Where, like, quarterbacks will stay in the same place forever. That's really it.
Yeah.
in U.S. sports. Like LeBron's bounced to he's bounced to 3 different teams at 4 different times. Like he's bounced 4 times.
Yeah.
He's the best player of all time.
And they
like,
they don't ring chase in Europe either. There's not a lot of like ring chasing, if that makes sense.
They just want to build. Well, I think that's like the culture of soccer, kind of like where it's like different. Like soccer is the ultimate team game, as to like where basketball is like more an individual sport.
100%. But I think Luka comes from that. So in his brain, he's wired
exactly.
like that.
Yeah, exactly.
Like he was like, I'd rather stay in Dallas and build something.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah. Also, Jovan makes a great point. He'd probably cry because he misses Skellig, dude.
Yeah, 100%.
Probably just wants a little El Chapo in his brain, in his life.
Sure.
Sure. No, but yeah, it's just like, and you know, as I'll be honest, dude, when I was moving to Dallas, I'm not going to try to get sentimental about it because I really don't give a fuck. But there was a part of me that was like, oh, this is so cool. I'm going to be in the city that Luka plays for. Like, anytime 100%. I go to an NBA game, I'm going to get to watch Luka play. Like, when my buddies visited, I was like, dude, it doesn't matter who they're playing. Like, we get to watch Luka play. Because I was like, we'll just get Mavs tickets. And it was like, dude, it was automatic. Anytime anyone visited, it would be like, let's buy Mavs tickets because it doesn't matter who they're playing. You're going to get to watch Luka Doncic play. And as much as you either don't like him or you do like him, and my buddies and I went to a game, I think it was against the Bucks. Giannis wasn't playing, Dame wasn't playing, but we got to watch Luka play, and it was like sick, dude. Like it was awesome.
Yeah.
So that like part of me, when I moved out here, was like, oh, this is cool. I get to be in the city that Luka's playing. Like I can go to any NBA game I want, and it's going to be a good game because Luka Doncic is playing. So that's sick. And now that he's gone, it's like, dude, I'm very hard pressed to want to go to any Mavs games. Like I don't really need to watch Kyrie and AD. Like that's not as much of a draw to me as watching Luka play.
100%.
I mean. Also, when you consider the fact we got to go to an NBA Finals game with Luka Doncic, you got to see him at his peak. Dude, he is a once-in-a-lifetime player to be able to watch night in, night out in your city. And, of course, he goes to L.A., and they've just been spoiled their entire life. But
they already had LeBron. Already had LeBron.
So, but I think, dude, also, just after watching that game, too, dude, he's turning it on at the right time as well. You're about to get playoff Luka, and I think that's scary for the West, dude, because this Lakers team, whether you want to believe it or not, Luka has taken worse rosters farther. And now he has LeBron and Reeves.
Fucking LeBron James. He has LeBron James on his team.
Like, unbelievable. Unbelievable, dude. It's unbelievable that we let the Los Angeles Lakers that have LeBron James get Luka Doncic for Anthony Davis's left knee and picks. What the fuck?
Dude, I hope they win it. That'd be so cool to see them win it after Luka gets traded.
Could you imagine what the city of Dallas would do? They might miss the playoffs. I'm pretty sure if they lose today or tomorrow, don't they miss the playoffs?
Yeah, if they lose to the Kings. And they're 4.5-point dogs. They're out of the playoffs. The Kings are 4.5-point favorites.
Oh! I hope they don't make... If you go from making the NBA Finals to missing the playoffs because a GM thought that this was a win-now move, that would be the funniest shit of all time. Would that not be the funniest shit of all time?
The fact that getting rid of Luka Doncic is a win-now move is one of the most absurd things of all time.
That's like
maybe ever said.
That's like literally, I'm not even kidding, getting rid of Patrick Mahomes right now, being like, this is a win-now move for the Chiefs.
That's literally
after making the Super Bowl and losing, this is a win-now move. We're getting rid of Pat Mahomes. No, it's a win-now move. They win. We're getting rid of Pat Mahomes. We're going to go get Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah.
That's literally what they did.
Yeah. 100%.
It's a win-now move. Win-now move.
Win-now, because Aaron Rodgers won it before. He won it one time. A literal Mickey Mouse one. It was the same thing.
Like Mickey Mouse, dude. Mickey Mouse.
As AD.
I will say they have a tough matchup with the Timberwolves, though, but it's not really tough when you think about how good Luka Doncic is. Like, I feel like people actually forget how good Luka is.
It's also like you have LeBron's experience of carrying teams to the playoffs, too. So, like, or carrying teams through the playoffs as well. So, like, I mean, on any given night, LeBron can give you 35. I'm sure.
But then also, every night, Luka can give you 35. Like,
probably will be giving you 35, yeah. But then on any, like, it'll be like that, like that finals run when Kyrie and LeBron were just fucking busting on teams.
Literally band for band.
He's also never had someone that can pass the ball like Luka.
No,
like,
dude. And also...
LeBron can play all 5 positions, and now he has a guy that could play the most important position on the floor.
And Austin Reeves might be one of the best third options in the entire NBA right now.
Yeah, he's so good.
How good he is and how versatile he is. The only problem is their size down low, but Luka literally went to the NBA Finals with Daniel Gafford.
And rookie Derek Lively.
So let's relax about the mismatches they got down low, dude.
Like they'll be okay. They'll be all right.
The other thing I want to talk about in the NBA before we shift gears, I don't know if this is a hot take. I don't think SGA should be the MVP. I think it's okay to go, okay, we've had some voter fatigue, but Jokic is averaging a triple-double, and that's probably the most valuable player in the NBA, and he should probably have also won it over Embiid that one year. So I think it's okay to go, the best player is actually Jokic, not the kid that's averaging 30 and getting 14 free throws a night. And I don't think that it's fair to Jokic, because if Jokic actually won all the awards that he should have won, you're probably looking at a top 5 NBA player of all time. But now you're going to have two MVPs that he doesn't get. That's 3 MVPs.
Dude, you could... Well, he would have 4. He already has 2.
Yeah, well, okay. Yeah. 4. Yeah.
4.
Sorry, yeah.
Which is... dude, you could argue that he'd be a top 3 player all time.
100%.
Like, he's...
100%.
Yeah.
Nuke 5U, subscribe 2 months. Welcome to the family, brother.
I think that the NBA MVP is one of the least prestigious awards in all of sports.
Well, because
honest.
there's they actually
for being the best player, because they actually don't give a fuck who the best player is.
No, they
LeBron
don't.
James and Michael Jordan should have fucking 12, literally 12.
100%, dude. And by the way, the last guy to win the MVP that averaged a triple double was Russell Westbrook, and we were hands down,
not even close.
Hands down.
And his team sucked. I'm pretty sure they were an 8 seed. I'm
Hands
almost
down.
positive they were an 8 seed when he did
hands down.
Yeah.
I remember that when Russ was averaging a triple double. It was dude, hands down. And now we have a guy that's averaging a triple double, and you're going to give it to a kid that's averaging 30.
Well, yeah,
not saying that the SGA shouldn't be in the conversation, but
no.
The conversation should be SGA had a really good year. Jokic is averaging a triple fucking double.
Yeah.
As a big man.
Yeah, he averages a triple double. Also, he shoots better from the field and 3. So it's just what is he? He's better at everything except free throw shooting.
It's also the only sport where, for whatever reason, voter fatigue exists. It's okay for a guy to be that dominant. You don't have to go, maybe we'll give it to Joel because we already gave Jokic 2. That shouldn't exist.
No.
And I'm not even a big Jokic guy. I'm not even a big SGA guy.
I'm a massive Jokic guy.
But I feel like it's not even close when a big man is averaging a triple-double and having 60-point triple-doubles.
Yeah.
That he should be the runaway MVP. Because, again, I'm going to reiterate, because I think it's so absurd, Russell Westbrook was unanimous runaway MVP when he averaged a triple-double, and that's a point guard doing it. This is a center.
Yeah, also...
A center, Josh.
Dude, also...
A center.
Everyone talks about SGA being an insanely good defensive player, which he is. He's a good defensive player, gets a bunch of steals, but also people say Chris Paul is a good defensive player because he's a bunch of steals, but he's not good. And they bail out, they literally just bail out on plays and just try to go for the steal, jump lanes. Jokic has 127 steals to SGA's 131. He only has 4 less steals than him.
Come on.
As a center.
Come on. Come on.
Which is kind of crazy. I did not expect that. I thought that would be part of SGA's I guess, resume to be the MVP, where he would outshine Jokic, but he doesn't. He does have more blocks though, which is interesting. 30 more blocks SGA does, which is kind of crazy.
It's possible. Tier 1 sub, 22 months. Shout out. Thank you, Chew, as well for checking in. Bang. And everyone's gonna start bringing up the records now, but. Oklahoma City had a historically good year this year. I also think they're much deeper than the Nuggets. They didn't deal with as many injury problems as the Nuggets did. And also, it seemed as though everyone on the Nuggets took a step back. Michael Porter Jr. played like a bag of cocks this year. Yeah. So I feel like you're looking at a guy that, by the way, if you want to talk about records, there was probably guys in the Western Conference and Eastern Conference, and Russell Westbrook won the MVP when it barely squeaked into the playoffs. That probably had a better record and probably maybe we're averaging 30. But we gave it to Russell Westbrook when he averaged a triple-double. So I just don't understand, and this is my thing, Josh, like you said, I don't understand the basis at which we weigh MVP. Yeah. Because...
Are you a better player or is your team better? That's literally what it...
But that's what I'm saying. I totally agree.
At least the NFL,
Could you imagine what Jokic would be doing on the Thunder?
Yeah, exactly. But at least the NFL, the MVP is going to be the best quarterback, or probably the best quarterback in the league on the best team, one of the best teams. That's what it is every year. That's why Josh Allen won. That's why Mahomes wins, because their team's the best. They're the most important player. That's why. But the NBA, it's every other year they fucking change the standards of who the MVP is. It makes no sense.
And remind me what happened the year that Joel Embiid won the MVP.
I mean, they
He lost in the first round of the fucking
round,
playoffs.
Yeah.
Like,
who they lose to? They lost to someone ass too. They lose to the yeah, they lost to you guys, right? And then you guys lost to the Pacers, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
But
That was last year, yeah.
I understand. I actually don't understand the argument, actually. I really don't, of why SGA should be the MVP, other than he's just on a better team, because Jokic is definitely, like, statistically, what you think most valuable player. If you remove SGA off the Thunder, I think they're a much more well-rounded and better team. If you remove Jokic off the Nuggets, I don't even know if that team makes the playoffs. I don't.
If they take Jokic off the Nuggets,
That's what I'm saying.
No.
And I think if you remove SGA off the Thunder, I still think you have a little rowdy young team.
Yeah, they're probably still good. I mean, they're not going to win as
Yeah,
many
they're not
games
going to
as
win
they
as
do,
they're not going to be first in the West for sure.
No, but they'll win. They'll make the playoffs, I think. I mean, also, people act like the Nuggets suck. Like, they're 50 and 32. Like, they're the 4 seed. It's not like they're, like, bad by any means. Like, they're not a bad team. It's just because their team won the finals, they're expected to be the best team in the league every year now. So when they're the 4 seed, I guess Jokic isn't the best player. I guess he has to make them the 1 seed to win the MVP.
But 18 losses worse doesn't mean that he shouldn't be the MVP. I
agree.
Like, that's where I think because it's like saying, a lot of people like to say that winning isn't a quarterback stat and winning isn't this and that. But I think when it comes to the NBA and you look at Jokic as a center averaging a triple-double, I don't think there's many centers in the NBA that have averaged a triple-double consistently.
I would guess
he might be
none
the
ever.
first of all time to be able to
100%
pass like that and average a triple-double. I feel as though that's MVP caliber basketball versus a guard that's averaging 30 points per game.
Yeah, I could not agree more. He also has, like, if a center's averaging 7 more rebounds and 5 more assists than someone, like, how, and just 3 less points. I would look, but how many more points is he accounting for in the game? He's accounting probably for 15 more points than SGA is. I feel like that's more important than how many points you score yourself.
I don't know. I just feel like I saw a tweet about it. I was like, I don't understand how it's not Jokic.
Trent's gonna hate this
as the
conversation,
favorite.
but I mean, it's not like fucking like SGA's raw. He's disgusting.
No, he's unbelievable, dude. He's unbelievable. But if center's averaging a triple-double, and the last time an MVP candidate averaged a triple-double, we basically handed it to him halfway through the year.
Yeah.
And he was padding stats.
Yes.
So let's just have a little bit of candor in class and just realize that the NBA is the most voter fatigued, change the status year by year in terms of the awards that we give out.
100%. Also, someone said that SGA should have won it last year. Should he have won it last year?
I think Luka should have won one by now, dude. He's averaged 30 points per
Yeah.
game and carried teams to the NBA Finals by himself.
Yes, that is true.
I don't know.
That is true.
But shifting gears, but staying in basketball, just wanted to welcome Paige Bueckers to Dallas.
Yeah, welcome. Get rid of Luka.
And
Here
also
comes
say
Paige.
that I don't give a rat's ass about the WNBA until Caitlin Clark plays. So congrats. I also think it is, and I'm just going to say this, Josh, it's just absurd to me how welcoming the WNBA is to Paige Bueckers when Caitlin Clark literally had to go through the ringer. But now it's like, oh, let's put her in commercials with Sue Bird. Oh, here comes Diana Taurasi saying Paige Bueckers is going to be really good.
They
and
fucking jerk off because they're from UConn.
And
they
I just
jerk 'em.
And I just want to keep it a buck. Fuck you, WNBA. Like, actually, fuck you. It's got to be the sport with the worst veterans of all time. Because the fact that Caitlin Clark, who actually is going to move the needle for the WNBA in multiple... Dude, the Fever put out a graphic yesterday, Josh, of the amount of records that Caitlin Clark set in her rookie year.
It's literally all.
It was almost 20
They're
lines.
like fake records. They're like records like, how is that even a fucking record? Just breaks all of them.
It was almost 20 lines.
Yeah.
I don't think Paige Bueckers even averages 15 this year. So the fact that we're being so, and you want to know why we're being more welcoming? Because she's not really a threat. She's not.
No.
Maybe in 5
definitely
years.
good.
Maybe 5 years she'll be a threat. Caitlin Clark was a threat first year, brought the Fever to the playoffs after they were the most losing franchise in the history of the WNBA. But I just want to say, Fuck those women that are now welcoming to Paige Bueckers. I'm just so over this shit, and it makes me not even want to watch the league. But obviously, once it starts up, it's gonna be shut the fuck up and take the fever, and we'll be
so
seeing because now we also get to watch Sophie Cunningham. Shout out!
Do you know who else we get to watch? You see who became a Chicago Sky member last night?
Yeah, well, I can't do that.
Did you see who became?
But I can't root for that rat shit team with fucking Angel
dude.
Reese, who, by the way, Josh, I forgot about this clip. Can you just send me full screen really quick, Josh? Because I don't think you're going to want to be on the screen for this, and I don't mind being on it. A clip came across my feed the other day of potentially one of the dumbest women I've ever seen in my entire life. I don't know if it gets dumber than someone that puts a tattoo of a grown man on your face, but shout out Krishan Rock. I think if we were doing giveaways for brain cells, I don't think she has enough to give away. Said that Angel Reese is doing what LeBron James is doing. And I just wanted, and Angel Reese didn't even combat it, didn't even take a step back, was just like, yeah, we're going to get paid as much. I just want to take a second here and just say that education really matters. Going to class really matters. Studying, doing homework, getting good grades, it really matters. Because when you say some dumb shit like that, it'll just grind my gears. Because LeBron James can make layups. LeBron James is averaging 20 points per game in his 40s. And Angel Reese has really done nothing in the WNBA other than start a podcast and average a double-double on rebounds of her own missed layups. So I just want to say this is the problem with the WNBA, because I just don't know if we need to have a class on business and marketing. But the only reason why the WNBA and their players aren't getting paid as much as the NBA is because the league of the WNBA, and I'm just going to break this down, operates at a deficit. And if that word is a little too big, that means that you lose money year over year. And I don't just mean like dollars, I mean millions of dollars. Because unfortunately, if your name isn't Caitlin Clark, people just are not tuning in and they're not buying tickets. And in case you're wondering, salaries and salary caps, they don't just spawn out of thin air. The money just does not grow on trees, unfortunately. And to get paid money, you unfortunately have to do this thing called making money. And when you're losing money, game over game and year over year, it's hard to go, ooh, I want more money, when there is no more money to give. So unfortunately, when we put a mic in front of our face and we just say that we're doing what LeBron James is doing for the NBA, the unfortunate thing is when LeBron James plays a 5-game stretch in the NBA, he generates more money than what the Chicago Sky will make in a year. So we just need to be a little bit more cognizant of the things that we're saying and the things that we are representing. That's all I wanted to say.
I think that was a good talk.
That's all I wanted to say. That's it. I feel like that's just it.
Dude, I kind of thought that Krishan Rock was trolling her a little bit. When
No.
she said that LeBron shit. I thought that she was trolling, honestly. Like 100% I thought she was trolling. But insane.
Like, I understand. The pay gap thing, yeah. I understand. But I just...
What do you mean pay? No, what do you mean?
I'm saying that the WNBA wants to be paid more. I understand being like, well, you deserve to get paid more. If you deserve to be paid more, you would be more. You would be paid more.
Yeah.
But I just don't think that every time someone tries to explain why they're not getting paid, there's not a lot of comprehension there. Much like with the PLL, you don't see those guys being like, hey, hockey players get paid. We should probably get paid.
Yeah.
Because I think, you probably sit them down and you go, unfortunately, guys, you're just not generating money.
Even hockey guys looking at any other sport. Hockey guys make literally fucking nothing compared to NBA players.
Yeah.
Nothing.
So, I just, Josh, I saw that come across the feed, and I want you to know it was another. I had a lot of moments this week where I just had to put the phone away. That was one of them.
Good. I mean, yeah, that makes sense. I mean,
and keep in mind, the league that they keep talking
expect me-
shit about is subsidizing the WNBA.
Yeah,
Every
but
time we
that's the
talk
thing
about
is-
the NBA players not making enough money, or the NBA players make way more money, the NBA subsidizes the WNBA and is probably the only league in the entire world that actually shows up to the games.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, dude, if the NBA, like, when you think about it, if the NBA just didn't give them money, they could just pay their players more. LeBron can be making $500,000, $1 million more a year. LeBron is literally paying Angel Reese's check.
And if anyone in the WNBA is doing what
It's
LeBron's
Caitlin
doing,
Clark.
it's
Yeah, it's
Caitlin
Caitlin
Clark,
Clark,
dude.
yeah.
Again, her attendance tripled every other game. When Caitlin Clark wasn't playing, the attendance dropped by 3 times.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I guarantee you, Josh, if you go ahead and you look at the stats, I guarantee this draft was watched 2 times less
yeah.
than last year. So
100%.
I just, that's just what it is. That's just what it is. And I saw it come across the feed. I just wanted to talk about it. I'm sorry.
I mean, yeah, I expected nothing less. They just dropped the schedule for the Fever Sky games. They play June 7th and August 9th.
Well, I think we got to go to the Dallas Wings game when the Fever are in
we'll have to.
town.
We'll have to. I wonder how much. I wonder if those tickets are still going to be as much as they were last year, because they were pretty expensive last year. They're a couple $100.
No,
to
they
see
were,
Caitlin
yeah.
Clark. Dude, also
Make no mistake, I'm not paying a couple $100, but yeah. go ahead.
41 of her 44 games, of their 44 games, are nationally televised.
And we're saying,
Is there any player in any league that
And
that
we're
happens
just-
to? Like, legitimately, there's no player in any league that gets 98, 90, whatever the fuck that percentage is, percent of their games on national TV. Not even Mahomes. Mahomes doesn't get that.
dude,
LeBron doesn't get that.
we're talking about
Angel Reese. We're talking about the fucking McDonald's meal.
a McDonald's meal.
I wish that she wasn't on the Sky, dude, because she's just such a bot, and I actually like the Sky. Like, I enjoy
No, the Sky
rooting
are
for them.
sick. Haley Van Lith will be cool on the Sky.
It will be cool. It will be cool. And we got some girl from Slovenia.
Let's go. Love that.
We traded up to get HVL too, which is kind of sick.
Yeah, go get your guy or go get your girl.
Go get our girl.
Go get your girl.
She didn't seem very excited to be going.
I wouldn't be excited to play with Angel Reese either, dude. I think it's.
But they did play before. Like, they were on LSU together. She transferred to go play with Angel Reese. So.
Yeah, and Angel Reese didn't show up to a single TCU game. They don't. Here's the thing, Josh.
What do you mean? Oh,
here's the
after,
thing,
after,
Josh, about
yeah.
women's sports. They don't support each other, and it's
Yeah.
just a reality of the situation. And I don't say that to be rude, but they just don't give a fuck about each other. And
Did
that's
Angel
just
Reese
it.
even, I haven't even. Did she even go to an LSU game this year?
If
She might
Haley
have, I don't
Van
know.
Lith didn't get drafted to the Sky, Angel Reese would have never congratulated her. And I just want you to know that that's a fact of facts, because they just don't care about each other.
They're gonna be nice though. They
I
might
mean,
be good.
Josh-
they might actually be good.
They're gonna be nice, but you have a fiance. Everyone has dealt with everyone has seen it. You go out, they have a girlfriend that they really like hanging out with. The minute you get home, God, she is such a bitch. I don't even like her. She pisses me off so much. Did you hear that she said this? But then in person, it's like, oh my God. Like, it's just what it is. And the reality of the situation is they don't want to see each other win. They don't. And it hurts the league.
I would say some girls don't want to see other girls win.
I would agree.
I would say some,
I would agree.
especially I would say a majority in this league don't want to.
And
see other
Caitlin
girls
Clark's the
win.
first girl where I feel like outwardly women were like, I don't like her.
Yeah. Well, it's just the thing is,
Whereas in the NBA, you got Cade Cunningham and Jalen Green just being like, yeah, I fucking hate his guys.
like that's the thing is like you can't have it both ways. Like the problem is they're like, oh, we promote like women in sports, like all we want to do is help them. Then you go talk shit. Whereas like in the fucking NBA, no one's like, oh, let's go jerk off Zion. Like it's not like NBA players like jerking off Zion before he gets drafted. It's like, no, like we're gonna play against him. Fuck this kid.
Yeah.
Everyone, when Lonzo Ball was a rookie, Pat Bev, like in the summer league, was picking up 90.
Love it.
You're like that's what it is. Like it was never like, oh, like we want to support him
Yeah.
and then you shit on him. It's like if you say you want to support women in sports, then support women in sports.
100%.
Or just say, fuck everybody. I'm here to make my money and win games, which is kind of what it should be. Honestly,
I agree.
Fuck everyone else. I just want to win.
And I don't want this to come off misogynistically. I love women. They're great. But you also got to be able to look at the WNBA and go, I know what the problem is. But we'll move. We move. Shout out Paige Bueckers. Welcome to Dallas. You will be traded to the Sparks in about 5 years. So, welcome to the show. Just welcome to the show.
Yeah, the drama is probably good for the league, though. It probably is.
But it's not even drama. It's just like, oh, the best player that can ever bring eyes to the sport, she can kick rocks. And it's like, what the hell is that?
Yeah, Zove bets might just all boil down to that. The problem is they're just ass.
That
could be what it boils down to.
What the hell is that? Speaking of what the hell is that, Josh, for the first time ever, the Rangers, Penguins, and Bruins are not going to be in the NHL playoffs. How about it?
Incredible. The Blackhawks also, if you want to throw them in there, too.
Well,
I'm sure if you threw them in there, that stat remains the same.
I don't think you made it last year, though.
No, but if you put it, but they all didn't make it, right? For the first time.
Yeah.
So if you throw the Blackhawks in there, the stats the same.
Yeah.
Because it's the same.
So facts, yeah. And the Blackhawks.
And the Blackhawks the first time.
The Rangers, Penguins, Bruins, and Blackhawks will not be in the NHL playoffs for the first time. How nuts is that, dude?
Yeah, that is insane. That's actually crazy. And those
kind of sad we don't get to see Sid the Kid.
I know. And he's
the
on
Rangers
his way
can
out,
kick rocks.
too.
That makes me happy. But
who gives a fuck, yeah.
I will say, it makes me happy that the Bruins and Rangers didn't make it, but it is tough to miss out on a Sid the Kid playoff run.
Yeah, the Bruins is also kind of sad. Like, the Bruins are just, they're always there.
Should we hashtag boycott the cup with Rev? I'm down because the Devils are going to lose first round anyway, so I'm down to boycott the cup.
I ain't watching the playoffs, brother.
Hashtag boycott the cup. I think that's what we do. That's our stance. We're boycotting the cup.
All right, we're not watching a game. Not a single game.
We're not going to talk about it. We're not going to watch a game. Hashtag boycott the cup. No Sidney Crosby. I'm boycotting the cup. However, I will watch the first round until the Devils lose.
I mean, yeah.
Then I will hashtag boycott the cup. And I will also, with Rav, hashtag watch the play-in.
And hashtag fly the W in June. Against Rav.
All right. Should we surf some slate? We got NBA play-ins. We got self-proclaimed baseball guys. And then, the draft is in what, 2 weeks for the NFL?
Next week.
Next week?
Next Thursday.
Next Thursday. All right. So we'll be able to talk about that next week as well.
It's
looking like the Jets are going to trade out, dude. I don't know if you've seen this. It's really starting to build steam that they want an offensive lineman. And if he is not there, we will be trading out.
I'm going to show you something, actually. I got some odds pulled up. When we get here, we can talk about the draft, too. We got plenty of time.
Yeah, let's do it.
Let's do
it. Welcome back to Slate Surfers. The part of the show we surf Slate, give you all the plays that you need on a Tuesday. Felt like Monday.
Does feel like a Monday.
Should we start in the play-in?
Let's do it. I feel like we have to. We have to.
So here's my thing about the play-in.
I already know what happened in this game, by the way.
First, you got to lean on your guys. So I feel like I'm definitely going to text Rav about it. But remind me, the Magic this year have been very fraudulent in spots. They've been very overperformative in spots.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like the Magic and Hawks are just the same team playing the same team in terms of what they've done this year. Like, there's been games where the Hawks look like they're unbeatable. Then there's been 3 weeks where the Hawks just look like absolute doo-doo. And I feel like that's happened with the Magic as well. Do we know if Paolo is available? Because -5.5 tells me he's playing, and I think I saw him in street clothes last game of the year, but they might have just sat.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Okay.
Because we were locked in.
Yeah, we were locked in.
Yeah, he's fine.
Okay. Oh.
The Magic are winning in coverage.
Yeah, I agree. I kind of want to take the -5.5 for the little upstart Magic.
I don't care who wins the Bulls Heat game. I just know for a fact that the Hawks are going to be playing one of those two teams to make the playoffs. I can just see it right now.
And the Hawks beat him.
Yeah,
for sure.
I can see it right now.
100%. Can you actually tell me where the WNBA draft was yesterday? This is going to matter more than you think.
New York. Brooklyn, New York.
I don't like that Jalen Suggs isn't with the team. I might flip to the Hawks. Jalen Suggs at the WNBA draft hugging Haley Van Lith last night. Brother, you got a playoff game.
Yeah.
Today. Brother, you have a playoff game today.
Does he fucking play for real?
I kind of like the Hawks.
Does he play for real, though? I don't think he does.
I kind of might want to flip Hawks just because Jalen Suggs is at the WNBA draft.
Dude, he hasn't been playing. He's hurt.
Yeah, but that just tells me bad locker room. You don't want to be with your guys?
I feel like his guys might understand.
I'm just trying to make excuses if the Magic don't cover and we're bots.
Yeah, he hasn't played in like the last 10 games.
All right, so the Magic minus 5.5. I kind of wanted to take this over because the Hawks don't play defense, but I feel like you're just going to see a lot of low totals because now you're in playoff mode and these guys are going to try to play defense for the first time all year. But I also don't hate this over, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I kind of like the under just because I like the Magic. And I feel like when they play well, they play slow and good defense. But
we obviously will dial into Prize Picks after this. All right, Magic minus 5.5. I almost flipped.
Okay.
I almost flipped. Magic minus 5.5.
Can I say something in this next game? I want to start this next game off.
Dude. Yeah, please. Also,
I was talking about how much I loved the Warriors to win the finals.
The Grizzlies are covering.
I think the Grizzlies win this game.
What the fuck?
Yeah, and then I think the Warriors win the next game. I mean, whoever they play the next game, they're playing the Kings or the Mavs. It's an auto win. There's no chance of losing to those teams. And I think this might be a hot take. I think they might want the Thunder.
Who?
The Warriors in the first round. I think they might want the Thunder. Because then you could stay away from the Lakers for a little bit until the Western Conference Finals.
I am going to disagree. I think the Warriors win, but I think the Grizzlies cover because you're starting to get GTA Ja. And he's scary, dude. He's scared. GTA Ja is scary in the playoffs. And by the way, he wasn't the first guy to do this celebration, apparently. But I love it, dude. I love
Soccer
it.
players do that.
Yeah.
I've seen soccer players do it.
But I love it. Throw the grenade into the crowd. That's
It was
just
so funny
and then
how he
say
was
that
like,
it's I'm just going to
throwing
say
my
what
words. Yeah,
yeah,
give me
and
a
then
fucking break.
why
Well,
not
dude,
take 7 points in my pocket against a Warriors team that, by the way, could night in, night out bot?
I remember the first playing game ever, I believe. It might not have been the first playing game, but the first year they were playing games, we had the same matchup, and Ja Morant beat the Warriors.
And I don't think, just to be totally honest, I really don't see a world in which the Grizzlies win this game just because I think you're going to get playoff Jimmy, and that's scary for the Grizzlies to have to play. But I think the Grizzlies keep it within a possession. I think this ends in a 3-4 point game.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, I like the Grizz.
So I'm definitely
gonna
going
be
to take
off.
the Grizzlies
Yeah.
plus 7.
I kind of like the over in this game too.
I like the over in this game as well.
I feel like if one of these two goes over, it's this one.
Before we go to Prize Picks, because we'll just talk about it all at once, should we go to the MLB?
Let's do it. I think we should. Yes, we should do that. We should also go to Champions League. The quarterfinals are on today as well.
Yeah, we can definitely do that.
Yeah,
I've been kind of dialed in on football as well. I watched a little bit of football when I was at home.
Let's go. Let's go.
Self-proclaimed baseball guys.
Mm-hmm.
I still got nothing to do. Like, I took the Phillies yesterday, and they got absolutely banged around. I took the over, which ended up hitting. But I just, I made some parleesies when I was at home. I didn't hit a single baseball parleesy. It's just like, especially with the way baseball is going right now, it feels different than last year. Last year, it felt like every nerf he was hitting, and now this year it feels like teams are losing 15-1. So I don't know what changed, whether they're juicing the balls, whether it's the torpedo bats, whether the guys are back on the juice. Either way, I'm all in, but I would just like to know which team is going to do that before I take the other team and lose 14-1 on my parlays. But
yeah,
I don't know. Luis Castillo-Lodolo, how does that not go under? Why is that overjuiced?
I was going to say I want to take the over because
Okay.
I feel like that makes no sense. Why is that at 8.5?
Yeah, and you might as well just auto fade me, to be honest with you, because I've been ice cold on picking sides. But other than that, we should definitely fade the moose shit Orioles. They suck balls. Red Sox just lost by 1 million. Now we can fade Pepe with Duff. That feels good.
We can do that.
I kind of like that.
I kind of love the Yankees team total today. Kind of love it.
Okay.
I just feel like Waka gets touched up. They're massive favorites.
Yeah.
High-ish total.
Okay.
With Fried on the bump. Fried's probably going to shove, I would assume. So, hopefully all the runs come from the Yanks.
Okay. I like the athletic We have to sweep the
I mean,
White
you have
Sox.
to. They're -160.
Like, we have to sweep the White Sox.
Against their
dude.
ace, too. Sean Burke's their ace.
There is just not any world in which we get 72 wins and you don't sweep the White Sox.
Yeah, no,
So,
you
like,
have to.
this is, like, I'm not even kidding, wager-defining series in April.
100%. 100%.
In April, we have a
Yeah,
wager-defining
15 games in.
series.
Dude, this might be my favorite spot for the Cubs all year.
What?
I think we take-
dude. Like, this is the thing. Sometimes you just say some stuff, Josh,
What?
where it's like, dude, you're gonna find a spot in like June. You're gonna be like, dude, this is the spot.
Well, this is the favorite spot that I've seen
Against
all
the
year.
Padres?
I mean, dude, on the road, the Padres are, 14-3 on the year. They have the best record in the MLB. We're -162 on the road after they just came back and beat us last night. We fucking folded, and our bullpen folded again. But, dude, Imanaga has been shoving, and the fact that he's -162 on the road against this red-hot team, and this total's at 8, like, I feel like our offense gets going today against Vasquez and Shota shoves. Like, I feel like this is going to be one of those, like, 7-1, 7-2 games for the Cubs.
Okay.
And it's just not even a sweat.
Dude,
I'd say
I
the
could get
1.5.
behind it. I can get behind it. I think my favorite plays today are going to be the Cubbies with you, the Athletics, because it's a must-win,
He has not been shoving.
and the Red Sox, a plus chick. I think that
Okay.
would be my 3 favorite plays on the diamond. So you guys can fade that. You could tail that. You could just watch it. But I'm going to do that. I like that. All right, let's talk Champions League because I've been starting to dial back in on the football. Also, a hashtag. What was the hashtag? Fuck. Help me out. Boycott the cup. Hashtag boycott the cup. We will not be talking hockey.
Yeah, right.
And here comes a soccer cake. I am 1,000% taking Barcelona against Dortmund. 1,000% taking PSG against Aston Villa.
Why don't we just lay those? Let's just plus 310.
Done.
Nice and easy.
Done.
We lay the favorites.
I don't think, and it's only because of 2 players. I don't think Lamine Yamal can be stopped by Dortmund, and I don't think this kid Dory. I don't know if you've seen him. This kid on PSG, dude, he's the most nonchalant. Like
Is it the kid with
he plays right wing.
blonde hair or no?
No, Doey, dude, he's incredible, dude. I haven't seen a player this nonchalant and this good with the ball at his feet since Neymar. I'm not even kidding. Like, that's what this kid reminds me of. He's so, and he, by the way, Josh, every time he touches the ball, doesn't give a fuck. Like, doesn't give a fuck, dude. He's incredible. He's incredible.
I'm in.
He's incredible.
I'm in.
So, Barcelona, PSG. Do we think Real Madrid comes back against Arsenal here? They're down.
I would say yes.
Okay.
I think they're
They've
minus
been kind
140.
of playing
if
like
they
a
have to.
bag of cocks.
Yeah, but they have to.
Okay.
They have to, yeah.
I kind of like the Real Madrid Arsenal over 2.5 and Inter Milan Bayern over 2.5. What do we got that?
What do we got on those? It is 2.5 is minus 185 in the Arsenal game. 3.5 is plus 135. And then in the other game, it's minus 140 for 2.5 over 2.5 minus 140.
Maybe we just parlay those two together. Get 3
The
goals.
2.5s.
Yeah.
Let's see what that pays. Should we just do a 4-teamer and say?
Well, I also want you to be aware that Barca's up 4-0 on aggregate, so they also could walk into this game
And do
just
nothing.
not try
yeah.
at
Ooh,
all.
yeah, I don't know about that.
But I still feel like, dude, it's Champions League nights, dude.
Yeah.
You can play defense all game and just catch them one time, dude. Like,
Yeah.
that's fine. Or would you be more inclined to take Dortmund in the draw?
I'm more inclined to take the over in that game then. I feel like that
Because you
gives me
think Dortmund pushes,
Dortmund has
presses,
to sell out.
yeah.
They have to sell out.
All right, so what is
score a
that?
lot of
Over
goals.
2.5. I feel like 2.5 is normally the standard.
It's 3.5 plus 100. That's hitting. Because I feel like this is a game like where Dortmund might put in 1 or 2 early because they have to fire out of the gates, and then they might get a little too overconfident.
Or
and Barcelona
you get
starts.
banged around because Barca scores first early and then just
Exactly.
parks.
But
And
dude,
then
even
you're
if
fucked.
But even if they park, like Dortmund's like has to send 10 forward.
But the
Like,
minute
either
you
way-
have that 5-goal lead, now like parking the bus becomes so easy. You don't even have to, like, you could so not concede.
Well, yeah, obviously.
Because you don't even have
Yeah.
to press at that
I'm not
point.
saying you have to concede. I'm saying like the opportunities for Barcelona then become, I mean, way higher. I mean, they're literally going if they go down 5-0, they're gonna have to play 10 guys in the attacking half, pretty much the entire game.
Yeah.
That just
But Barca
leaves
could
them
also
open
put
to
12 behind the ball, and then you're
That's what I'm saying. But then you're
It's just
susceptible to
crosses
counters.
and
But dude, I mean,
all you're gonna get out of that game if Barca scores first is Dortmund crosses, Barca center backs heading it, and then going out.
I feel like you like that, dude.
Out.
I'm like, I hate when teams park bus. Like parking bus doesn't work. Like it doesn't work.
Unless you're Chelsea in 2016.
Yeah, exactly.
In which
But
case,
it
that
doesn't work.
was literally a match class on parking bus.
It does not work.
I think I'm just going to
saying
stick with
that
Barca.
Dortmund's
I
not
think
good
Barca
enough this
wins
year to
anyway.
score if they
I think
park.
Barca wins anyway. I think Barca wins anyway. So I'm fine taking Barca minus 105. That's fine. I'm good with that. And you guys could also fade that.
Yeah, I don't hate that.
Yeah, you guys could also fade
Barca
whatever the
plus
hell you want to
1.5.
do. Barca what?
You say plus 1.5?
No. Money line. They're minus 105.
Yeah, I was gonna say what?
Did I say plus 1.5?
That's-
What is
I
that?
thought you
Minus
said it.
400?
Yeah, you said plus 105.
All right, let's do some prize picks. Let's start at the play-in though, Josh, because I want to tell you what I'm thinking here.
Okay. Let me get mine.
And I thought about it, and I'm going to tell you what I'm thinking. This is what I'm thinking. I like targeting, and I don't know if this is crazy. I don't know if this is wild. I like targeting role players in playoffs. And by role players, I don't mean like actual true role players. I mean looking at the matchup, and I'm just gonna pick based off matchups right now. I love, dude. And when I was looking at this, the minute we started talking about it, I went, you know who I want to take, Josh? You know who I want to take? Because it's been a system all year, and I could just so see him going Busto McGee's. Cole Anthony more than 10.5 PRA against Trae Young. Dude, the guy plays no defense. Like you said, Jalen Suggs hasn't played forever. Cole Anthony, obviously, I believe, is starting point guard. Why not take the guy that's going to be playing an actual cardboard cutout that's going to be more worried about himself scoring than playing defense on Cole Anthony to just do what point guards do in a big game?
Yeah, I don't hate that at all. I like that.
And who else do you know on the internet that's going to give you Cole Anthony PRA?
No one.
Who else?
Not another person.
Who else? So I like Cole Anthony more than his PRA. And I also like, just in terms of matchups, when I was looking at this Memphis Grizzly Warriors game, Josh, is, again, maybe not a role player in this game. I kind of like the role player in the other game because I know how moose shit the Hawks are.
Mm-hmm.
But I was kind of peeping him. Maybe Buddy Hield more than 2.5 demon threes?
I love that you went to Buddy Hield. I love that you went to that side of the ball.
What are you thinking?
I do like that. I like
Do you
that
like
a lot.
his demon threes, or do you like maybe PRA, or what?
I
Maybe
would
his
take
fantasy?
threes. I like
14 and a
threes.
half?
That dude doesn't fucking pass. He just chucks.
And he's up for Josh. He's up for 5.5 attempted threes.
Yeah, just take that.
You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
I feel like he's
We
a
get
guy that.
6, it's 50%. We get
And-
50. Yeah.
And to OG Sour's point in the Twitch chat, you're going to get guys that don't play extended minutes playing
for
extended
sure.
minutes. I think Buddy Hield is one of those guys, right?
Yeah,
That's going to play extended minutes.
for sure.
I don't know who takes his minutes in the playoffs.
Yeah. I'm going to go to the other side of the ball.
Who
Other
do you
side of
like?
The team.
Well, I think that's going to be a
guess.
two-piece, dude. And I wanted you to co-sign that two-piece.
I mean, I like that.
Okay. All right. What do you like?
Dude, I love Ja Morant field goal attempts.
Oh, I
It's so-
love that.
It's so
dude.
green. It's so green. He's been hitting it like every single game, but I don't care.
Yeah, but that's
It's 20
dude. We're in the
and a half.
playoffs now. Like you can start
Exactly.
betting.
It's 20 and a half. You think fucking Ja Morant isn't putting up 21 shots against this Warriors team?
I also think his points are too, dude.
Yeah. Yeah, but I'd rather just like he's gonna go to the rack every single fucking time. So
100%, dude.
give
Is
me
he
field
up
goal
for-
attempts.
Oh, 6.5 free throws attempted, dude. He's so going to the line more than that. You think Draymond Green's gonna let him go to the rack uncontest?
Yeah, that's
Uncontest?
yeah.
You think John Morant's going to the rack uncontest? He's going to the free throw line 6 times.
Yep.
I love his free throws attempted too.
Also, I love
We should get gross. Like John Morant free throws attempted and like Franz Wagner field goals attempted. Something with Franz, because I think Paolo's going to be the popular one, and we need to go right when they go left.
What about
Trae Young is Taco.
Dude, they have
I feel like you also couldn't go wrong with Karis LeVert today.
First 5 minutes now.
No way.
PRA. Like, they have Jimmy Butler, PRA first 5 minutes, 4.5.
That's so gross.
That might be.
What do you think about Karis LeVert 1.5 threes? Potentially, because if you're going to target anyone on the Hawks outside of Trae Young, is it Terrence Mann? And that cam is exhausted.
Oh, my cam's exhausted. Yeah. Let me just do this real quick. I'll be back. I don't hate Karis LeVert. I just don't love Karis LeVert.
I don't either, but I'm just saying, like, if you were going to target anyone on the Hawks outside of Trae Young, would it be Terrence Mann? Would it be Richesay? Would it potentially be? I just can't bet on Georges Niang. Would it be Dyson Daniels fantasies? I feel like he's kind of the guy that does a lot for them. On the defensive side, especially. I mean, we've seen him set, it almost seems like record levels of steals. But it could just be Karis, dude. It could just be Karis threes, John Morant free throws, or field goals attempted.
I don't know, dude.
I think if I were to target anyone outside of Trae Young and the Hawks, it'd be Karis LeVert.
Okay.
He had 31 last game. I think hot hand stays hot. You go to a guy like Karis LeVert, even though he's such a
like hit or miss.
Yeah, hit or miss. Yeah,
that's kind of what I don't like about him. That he could suck.
I could also see Juju just taking Dyson fantasy. He's going to be in the whole game. The entire game. So maybe just take the guy that's going to be on the floor the whole game.
Ooh. Can I tell you a guy that I might like in that game is Onyeka Okongwu.
Yeah, you like Okongwu. I was looking at that too.
I mean, his matchup might be fucking cheddar.
He's also for 14 points. He had 4 last game.
That's what I'm saying. He fucking was. He's gonna have Jonathan Isaac in fucking Wendell Carter.
Cheeks.
That's his matchup.
Cheeks.
No.
Cheeks.
I don't know, dude. He's at 28.5 PRA, and he had 13 last game. I feel like that's kind of telling, and he's actually like raw.
Let's do a little TMA 6-piece. 2 basketball, 2 baseball, 2 soccer.
Okay.
Let's do it.
All right, let's do that. So one each.
What's your square?
What
game do you want?
I want Ja.
Okay, I like that. Can I do the Hawks then?
Yeah.
I'm not going to do Karis because I feel like I can find someone better than that. So let me just go to the Hawks game really, really quick. Would you mind it being Jalen Suggs something, or do you want me to go somewhere else?
We can't do
already
Suggs.
In the 2-piece?
You mean Cole Anthony?
Or Cole Anthony, yeah.
I don't mind Cole Anthony at all.
And Cole Anthony's off the board. Okay.
No, he's on board. I see him.
Am I botting?
10.5.
What's going on here? Oh, I'm on the pop. I'm on pop. Do you want to do Cole? I also could be convinced, Josh, with a little. After not hitting a 3 in 2 straight games, KCP threes?
In the playoffs? I don't hate that. The vet getting.
Or do you think that's scary?
I don't think that's scary at all.
Or would you rather just go to a guy we know is going to get minutes, Cole Anthony?
I mean, I think we know KCP is going to get more minutes than. Like, I feel like he's auto minutes as well. Like, he's a vet in the playoffs.
Or do we just sweat half a Cole Anthony 3?
I don't want to do that. I'm not going to lie. I don't want to do that. He might take 1. That's the thing.
Fuck.
Because he might just take 1. I don't hate the KCP threes.
Actually, you know what? I'm just going to, Josh, I hate to do it to us, but I'm just going to do it. Dyson Daniels fantasy. Like we just said, dude, I could see him playing every minute of the game.
OG Sauer hates Dyson Daniels, but I like Dyson Daniels. He's saying he just wrote up a fucking article about him. I don't know if you're seeing that, but.
Okay, yeah, I'm off Dyson. All right. I'm just going to go Cole Anthony. I feel like I just got to stick to my guns. Is that okay?
Yeah, stick to
Do you want to maybe do like his assists if we don't want to do PRA?
No, I'd rather just do everything.
You want to do PRA?
Yeah, I'd rather do
Okay, I'm down for PRA. 10.5 PRA, Cole Anthony, lock me in. All right, let's go to baseball.
The ball of base.
The ball of base. I've been horrific at baseball. But it's okay. We're going to dial it in.
Oh
Shout
my.
Oh my
I
God.
have one that I love.
How do you already have one?
Because I just looked up Cubs. I knew I was going to take.
How's that even possible?
But it was the first one. Literally the first thing to pop up, and it just screaming. Screaming.
What is it?
Ian Happ, more than half a run.
Wow.
Hasn't scored last 2, and he gets on base. He's been getting on base just fine. Just 2 guys behind him haven't really been hitting well. Today's the day. I mean, it's a regular square, too. That's very rare for runs.
Okay. I'm down. I'm in on that. I could be so in on that.
You could do hits, runs, RBIs if you want to as well. I mean, I like both, but
could I potentially sell you on Randy Rosarina hits, runs, RBIs? Or is that a game we want to stay off of because it's Lodolo Castillo?
No, I would like going to that game. I don't hate, dude. I like that a lot, like a lot.
Randy?
Yeah, I love that.
Let me just make sure I'm not botting because there could be some other guys in here that could be a look.
I do. I like that over a ton. So.
We also might just need to dial in on BTL and see what they're taking.
Yeah.
Don't make no mistake, those kids went 10-0 yesterday.
That's insane.
What the hell is that?
What
the hell is that?
Let's say for games we like the over in. I feel like we like the over in the Red Sox game. No, we like the Red Sox. We like the over in that Reds game.
Yup.
Yep.
Yep. I'm with you. Make no mistake.
Maybe the over in the. No, we don't want to take a Dodge. I don't really want to take anything in the Dodge game. I like that. Like I love that Randy play. I don't know.
Do Randy?
I love that.
Dude, I could be so in on Randy.
Dude, he's been doing nothing, and he's going against Lodolo today, except for 1.5.
Also, how about Vlad Jr. just botting?
Well, he just got paid.
Yeah,
so.
just got paid and just doesn't give a rat's ass that he got paid.
All right, Randy, it is.
Yup.
Randy, it is.
Or Josh. What if we just did Lawrence Butler, Damon hits, runs, RBIs against the White Sox? What if we, or Brent Rooker?
I just don't
Look at that Brent Rooker square, Josh. Would you just look at that Brent Rooker square?
Let me look.
I'm putting Brent Rooker in and I'm taking Randy out. Literal Rooker bonds. Would you just look at that square?
Yeah, the only thing is that we don't it's a 7.5 total.
Or Shea Langoliers. Look at that square too. I mean, fuck. Take your pick. Take your goddamn pick.
I love the Randy one.
Fuck.
I love the Randy one.
I love Rooker bonds, dude. Shea and Rooker are looking at me so weird, dude. Shea and Rooker are looking at me so weird. All right, I'll do Shea and Rooker on my own. We'll go Randy. We'll go Randy.
Let's go soccer.
Let's go soccer. Hold on. Would you just hold on? I'm putting everything in. Hashtag boycott the cup. We're not doing hockey. Fuck.
Hashtag.
I will say, Josh, looking at the popular squares for soccer does work, except Cristiano Ronaldo goal is not going in it. I refuse. I don't potentially hate Pedri passes attempted on Barca from the pop page. Or Julian Brandt on Dortmund if Barca sits back. Maybe he passes rock a lot. Pedri's up for half a shot. He hasn't had a shot in 2 games. I think I want to target Pedri or Brandt.
I like Brandt, I think.
1.5 shots? Or passes attempted?
I would say shots. I just like...
Okay.
I mean, maybe even a demon shot on target.
Ooh, I love
I mean, they just
shots.
have a half.
I love shots on targets.
Why would... Yeah, let's just do that. I just think that I would rather take the team that's down a ton to shoot than the team that's... I guess the passes doesn't really matter, but...
Well, also, the only reason I like passes is he plays center tag mid, and if you think if they park bus, he checks in and out, getting the ball.
Spot, yeah.
Oh, let me just hold on. Would you just let me hold on? Never taking Dembele again.
I just want to take both of them.
You can't have the same guy.
We can't take Pedri and Brandt?
Oh, I thought you were saying Brandt. Well, hold on. We're never taking Dembele again, just from last year. I just want you to keep that in mind. Because
I don't really Brandt would be my choice probably either way.
Okay.
I would have taken
the only thing I wanted to look at is Desiree Doué from PSG. Shots assisted, dude.
What's
It's
aggregate
green,
in
but
that?
dude,
What's
he's
aggregate
so
in that?
good, dude. He's so good. I don't necessarily know. So maybe you check that out.
Aggregate is 3-1.
I don't like it. Maybe we just stay in the game where we kind of had the script.
I think we have the script in this game. Yeah, like
or we could go maybe Ross Barkley on Aston Villa. No.
Ross Barkley is my second favorite soccer player of all time.
Wow, I thought you were gonna go opposite side.
No, I love him.
Wait. Are you telling me Aston Villa's down 3-1?
Mm-hmm. What if we just
took Marcus Rashford half a shot on target?
Let's just do.
Come on!
What if we just do Brandon
I
Rashford?
love Rashford.
I feel like we just do like we just play the game script. They need shots. They're down. They need to shoot.
I'm in.
Shoot.
Dude, I'm in.
You need shots. Shoot.
Dude, I actually love this 6-piece.
Let's go.
I'm going to flex it, though. Make no mistake,
Yeah,
because
I mean, you
soccer
have to.
will bang you out.
You have to.
All right.
What does that pay though? What are the
2,500 for 100. 100 pays 2,500. If you did a power play of 37.50. Wow. Maybe we just, no, I'm not going to get greedy.
No, you don't.
I'm not going to get greedy. I'm not going to get greedy. All right. Submitted the lineup. John Morant, field goals attempted. Cole Anthony, PRA. Randy Rosarina, hits, runs, RBIs. Ian Happ runs. Julian Brandt, more than 1.5 shots. Oh, I didn't change it to SOGs. Fuck.
I mean, you can cancel it now.
Oh, yeah, I could text Mike.
Wait,
And
you
then
can just do it on the app. You click the 3 dots.
mine never has that. And then Rashford, half a shot on target.
If you click on the lineup,
Mine doesn't let me do
and
it.
then it goes full screen like this.
Mine doesn't let me do it. Trust me, I'm clicking right now. It says sharing lineup, reuse players, transaction log, scoring chart.
It's fucked.
Mine doesn't let me cancel. Fuck. I mean, I like shots
I
too.
mean, yeah, it's the
but the
same,
SOG would have been horny. Fuck. All right. Well, that's the 6-piece. Shit. Gonna be scenes when that entry doesn't make it past 5 p.m. All right, Rita. Good to know you're hating on a Tuesday afternoon. All right, Josh. That was quite the TMA episode back. Hopefully everyone enjoyed it. It
was a great
Say goodbye
episode.
to the people.
Will be, people. Everybody have a great Tuesday. Also, dude, we might have had the Masters last week, but don't forget we got Harbor Town this week.
Yeah, I'm also kind of in on golf now. I'll be honest. I'm
Let's
ready
go.
to kind of dial in on
Let's
some
go.
golf.
Let's go. I
I'm
mean, dude,
ready to
this
dial
week
in.
is also another great tournament. So
And I just don't want it to get squeaked. You said Lucas Glover, he didn't make the cut.
dude, he was done in 2 holes. So whatever. It was over.
Also, Colin Morikawa, he is so incredibly
actually,
washed.
I just got this out of my wallet, actually. This is my Lucas Glover ticket right here.
Shout out.
Gone.
I also took Colin Morikawa, and he's washed as Ma.
Sure.
So, see you later. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to TMA. We got some Mikey Core for you. It's been a while. I had quite the tolling week. I think loss teaches you a lot. And I just wanted to say, this is tough. There's a lot that I kind of want to say. I do want to start by saying rest in peace, Kyron Lacey. If you guys have watched the show and you watched the coin toss this year, you know how much of a fan I was of his play on the field. I understand that he was going through some things off the field, and I don't want to minimize the impact of the other family that lost someone due to Kyron Lacey's actions. But I think it's also okay to say rest in peace to Kyron as well and know that his family is struggling. And I just really wanted to say, you know, even witnessing some things at the funeral that I was a part of, and then also seeing the Kyron Lacey news, if you're going through something, please reach out. Please talk to somebody. Set a basis with a friend or go to therapy. I'm such an advocate of therapy. I've been doing therapy for a couple months now. Every Thursday I have my appointment, and it has been life-saving. Please reach out. You are not too strong to talk to somebody about the things you're going through. And if a kid like Kyron Lacey, just talk to somebody, I think you're looking at a very different outcome. And mental health is so serious. And I think, you know, this past week was really difficult. And just making sure that you're okay, and it's okay to prioritize your mental health. And mental health is so real, and it can really affect the way that you handle situations. It can really affect the way that you handle people in your life. And just please take care of yourself. And if you feel like you're going down a really dark path, be able to realize you're going down that path, and please reach out to someone. Please. But I think something that I wanted to talk about, and it's really sad to lose. I mean, Kyron Lacey was a Thirsty 3 alumni, so he was part of my season long. I tripped out on my feed because of him, which I went back and watched that video. That's embarrassing as ever. But loss in every facet is always tough, and I think it teaches you a lot. And I think, something I took away from this week is, and something I wanted to talk to you guys about, is be the person who still tries. I think it can be really hard to show up for people. I think it can be really hard to show up for yourself when things aren't going right, or when you go through something, or you go through a loss, and it can be really easy to just give up on yourself and the people around you, and not be the one that shows up for yourself, and not be the one that shows up for the people around you. And I think, something I tried to do this week is be the person who tried for the people around me. I tried to show up for my siblings. I tried to show up for my nephews. I tried to show up for my parents. And I think that's just something I've really tried to embrace now, is just be the person who tries, because it's so easy to be the person who doesn't. Whether that be in your professional life, whether that be in your personal life, be the person who still tries, no matter what's going on in their life, no matter the things that are going wrong, no matter the things that might be going right, no matter the losses that you're going through. Just be the person who tries and who shows up. And understand that you don't have to be going through stuff alone. I'm sure Kyron Lacey felt so stranded going through this court case, and so stranded with the things that was going on in his life. And I know a couple of members of my family felt really lost when my grandma passed away. And it's okay to talk about that with people. It's okay to reach out to someone. And it's okay to try for yourself. And trying can just be understanding you're going through something, going, I'm just going to reach out to somebody, and I'm just going to go to therapy, and I'm just going to maybe call someone in my life and tell them I'm going through this. And that can be your version of trying. And I know how hard it can be to be that person that's trying, and I know how hard it is to try. But I think it's something that I tried to embrace this week, and I think you'll find that you're going to like the person you are if you wake up every day trying to show up for people and showing up for yourself. Because I think once you start trying to show up for yourself and showing up for the people around you on a daily basis, you realize how easy it was when you gave up on the people around you, and when you gave up on yourself and you didn't show up for yourself. And that's why I think at the end of every episode, I try to stress taking a step forward every single day. And I think, through doing this show, we've realized that the strength and the power comes from the attempt of that step forward, and not necessarily the result of it. And, I woke up every day this week attempting to take a step forward. Did I? Probably not for an entire week, and that's okay. But I think I tried to every single day, and I think that's why we say that at the end of every episode. So do me a favor, as we're here on Tuesday. We're back with TMA. Thank you for everyone that tuned in. Take a step forward for me today. I know how hard it can be in life to take a step forward, but through doing this show, we've learned that it's through the attempt, not the result. And if you can be the stronger person that shows up every day and just tries to take a step forward, and it's okay to try and fail, because sometimes you're going to take steps backwards. Just be the person that's trying every day, and be the person that really gives the effort to take that step forward, no matter how hard things might feel. I love you. If you haven't heard that today, I love you. Hopefully you guys have a great Tuesday. Go tune into BTL right after this. They went 10-0 yesterday. Let's hear it for the BTL boys one more time. Shout out to BTL boys. Go tune in right after this. Same channels. If you don't know what it is, it's our Sharps. I missed you guys so much. I love you guys so much. Thank you for everyone that tuned in. Hopefully you missed us too, because I know we missed you guys. But we'll see you here tomorrow. Same time, same place. We're all the way back. We're back through the playoffs. We're back through baseball. And we will, in fact, see